Larson walks in, finds Michael backlip for the tap-in. Sweden going for a fifth straight win in the bronze medal game in men's world. They're up 1-0, and then later on.
What's going on, everybody? Joining here with you for a little bit of matinee, May 25th, 2025. How's everybody doing out there today? So, I've never done this before as far as the Worlds. Again, we've covered the World Junior Championship, the double IIHF hockey, but during the Stanley Cup playoffs, sometimes it is hard to get to the Worlds. But the United States could do something today that they haven't done since 1933. Again, we're not counting 1960 Miracle USSR because that was Olympics. We're just specifically talking about World Championships. That's how TSN has thrown the caveat. This is going to be a big deal because United States 8-1-0, Switzerland 8-0-1. This is the final gold medal game. Sweden did win their game in bronze. They will take out Denmark, so they did medal there. But for the United States, their one loss was a 3-0 loss to the Swiss. That was in the prelims. So let's give you some numbers here. As far as the starting lineup, I'm going to do that in a second. But Leonardo Genoni, who's the starting netminder for Switzerland, has been in the Worlds before. He's played a ton of times. His overall record, 29-17-1, which is really good in itself. This championship, he's 5-1 with a goals against under 1, 0.99, and a 946 save percentage, coming off, I believe, of back-to-back-to-back shutouts. That says a lot. Jeremy Swayman on the other end for the Boston Bruins. He'll be headlining the United States in netminding 6-1 and a 908, which is good. But Giannoni has numbers that are otherworldly. And again, the 3-0 win for the Swiss in the prelims of the United States. You cannot put this in a handbasket and say the United States are going to win this game point blank. I don't think it works that way. Again, when Switzerland's 8-1, their road to the championship was completely different in the mix when you look at their side of it, because it is Denmark, USA, Germany, Norway, Hungary, Kazakhstan on the end of it. They're coming off 6 and 7-0 wins of Austria and Denmark, teams that they should be able to handle, but they're just destroying everything. First in power play, third in penalty kill when the United States is 10th. All their numbers are better than top 3 or around top 3. There for the Swiss, they average about 6 goals per game. Same thing that the United States do. So this should be a really good matchup. So let me give you the projected lineups for head coach Patrick Smith. For Swiss, it's Timo Meier, Denis Malgin, Sven Andrighetto, Nino Niederreiter, Andres Nubel, Kevin Fiala, Christoph Berchi, Tyler Moy, Sandro Smid, Damian Riat, Ken Yeager, and Simon Knapp. That's all on the forward side. For the defense, Dean Kukin, Jonas Siegenthaler, Andre Glosser, J.J. Moser, Jonas Moser, Tampa Bay Lightning man, Michael Fora and Christian Marty. Tim Burney will be the extra. Again, Leonardo Genoni will be the starter. And for the United States, it sounds like this. It is Clayton. It's Ryan Warsofsky as the head coach, with Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Thompson, Matty Beniers, Frank Nazer, Cutter Gauthier, Shane Pinto, Will Smith, Mikey Esamont, Michael McCarron, Drew O'Connor. The extra will be Josh Doan. Projected defensive lines, United States, Zach Orensky, Jackson Lacombe, Anaheim Ducks, Brady Shea, and Andrew Peaks. You got a couple Boston Bruins there. Alex Vlasic and Michael Kesselring. Utah is well represented in this. The extra will be Z. Bouillon. Jeremy Swayman is going to be the starter. So that sets up everything. Again, Joey Decord, the backup for the Seattle Kraken, and then part of the development squad, Hampton Zolkunski, will be the extra emergency if needed. So Leonardo Genoni, again, 0.99, 946 save percentage in the tournament. Jeremy Swayman, 1.98 goals against, which was pretty good, and a 904 save percentage. But when you look on the other side, it's otherworldly. But for the United States, you have the offense. You want to come back after a 3-0 loss to the Swiss in the prelims, finish it off and try to get gold. Of note, Switzerland did get silver last year. They're going for gold. The United States have a silver medal in their back pocket at worst. That would be one of their better showing in the Worlds in a long time. I know it's different in the mix of playing Stanley Cup playoffs during all that, bringing the roster in. But this should be fun. Let's take it away. So we're in Gothenburg, Sweden. That's the site again. That was the World Junior site before, as this is fun enough the backhand for Swiss. Again, I won't have as many name call-outs. I do have the rosters in front of me. We're just going to have fun with this, though. As it's sent back in around the end boards now. It's be stopped by Logan Cooley for a moment. He gets pinned near the right side glass. Again, the Swiss and the all-red. Stars and stripes essentially be the white and the blue pants. It's a good pickoff off the drop set up from Logan Cooley. And this will be spun back around and does not shoot, as Clayton Keller probably should have let that one go. It was right near the right side dot. As this is sent back in behind the end boards. Get a chance to start this again with Dean Kukin. Right to left is what Switzerland wants to do in this gold medal game. Start this first period. Stop back and behind the boards by Swayman. Again, the United States will have Zach Werenski on their top line. He's played a lot of hockey. He gets about 25 minutes a night for the United States, one of the very best in the NHL. As it's sent back in behind the end boards. Picked up now toward the left side red line for Brady Shea. And off the pinch. As this will be knocked away from the United States. Here's a good forecheck, though. Trying to intercept right at the line, Tage Thompson, all about 6'5" of him. You can always tell when he's on the ice. I was hoping at some point a future Red Wing, but his pretty much $7.75 million cap hit is excellent for Buffalo Sabres, and he's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, I wouldn't think. As this will be gloved out of the air, Michael Kesselring will lock it down. It will be sent back around now for Jonas Siegenthaler. Try to go left to right. United States and Ryan Ursovsky's squad will knock this away from the left side blue line. And right at the neutral zone, Marty's going to have to send this around the end boards. Wide open forecheck, and Americans will go turn around and pick this one back up. Opportunity now for Andrew Peak. We'll go ahead and spin. We'll flip this back around the end boards for Michael Kesselring. We'll put it around the embankment, and they'll take their change of the Stars and Stripes. But a little bit of feeling out process here. About 2:15 expired here in Gothenburg. And first, winner gets the gold. This will be a long shot. This will kiss the glass, go well wide, back in behind the left side. This is flipped back in by Siegenthaler. Turning toward the right side boards for the United States. Kesselring, pinning against the glass. United States trying to get this out from right to left. They'll race across the right wing and go off sides as Michael Easemont. And we will get a stoppage. So Marty on the other end almost got knocked in the benches by Will Smith, the San Jose Sharks product, as we got a good camera shot from TSN. Again, I'm watching this from an NHL network in the States, but they're carrying the TSN feed, so it's usually Mike Johnson and Gordon Miller on the same set for all the WJCs. As this will be flipped back in amongst the end boards. It could have been a Canada-United States final, but Denmark was able to score 2 goals with 1:30 left and for the quarterfinals and take out Canada. So we didn't get that matchup. We got the Swiss, but these have been the 2 best teams in the tournament from Group A and Group B. Opportunity for Brady Shea, and a long shot from left side blue one will be held by Giannone. So really the first shot of the game, Connor Garland looked like he might have got clipped up toward the lips. And we'll see if they call anything. Kukin getting some camera shots. I'm going to look right now. I'm going to cross-check. Ooh, that should have been one. I think Kukin got the stick up to the face of Connor Garland. Garland with a little bit of a shove the other way. Said, hey, get the stick on the ice. Did the same thing for Timo Meier on the other end from the New Jersey Devils. Again, Nico Hischier would have been the captaincy, but he got injured. So that's a big loss for the Swiss. But the Swiss still have guys like Kevin Fiala, Timo Meier. Tyler Moy has been their top scorer. We'll go ahead and give you some of those notes when we get a commercial break. Matty Beniers gets all tied up. The Seattle Kraken man. This goes to the right side. Here's a shot. This will get knocked away. Tage Thompson got it taken away from him. And now the Swiss. There's a good pass right up the middle, but this is intercepted alongside the defense of Jackson Lacombe. Toward the left side red line, Frank Nazer. Flip back around the end boards. This will be off the spin and turn. The United States trying to keep this along the left side red line. There will be a touch. Be intercepted there from Nito Niederreiter. Picked off now by the United States. Nazer off the drop. There's an opportunity. Matty Beniers. They'll spin and turn on his pivot near the right side boards. A slap shot from the point. This one gets deflected toward the left side red line. Bounces off Nito Niederreiter. Matty Beniers gets upended toward the left side. Now he's going to hustle back to the bench. I think he's okay. He's definitely turning on the burners. He just wants to keep those shifts short. I don't blame them. Ryan Morsovsky's squad's got to be smart. Again, sort of the Swiss and Patrick Smith, their head coach. These guys are keeping their shifts short, and they're making sure they're not getting themselves caught as we're getting through this first period. A little bit auspicious, but I think that's what it needs to be because the United States, they want to know the measure of the moment. The same thing the Swiss, they got the silver medal last year. You know they want gold. It's going to have to be a defensive style game. Much, much different from what we saw over the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. This one looks to be a heck of a lot more competitive. And I know that's not saying much to some of you, but this feels more like a Stanley Cup Finals game so far, as this one is lifted away. This will be intercepted by Will Smith. There's a chance toward the left side. This will be stick away. Shea with a wrister into the traffic. United States buzzing out in front. Big set. Fiala, Kukin, now in toward the right side, back to Kukin. Now looking for Kevin Fiala. Kukin now at the top of the slot. This goes back to Kevin Fiala. Fiala waiting. Nito Niederreiter's on the opposite wing. This Kukin. Here's a one-timer. This will be blocked. Good stop there for Brady Shea. Again, he's one of the best. Is Andrighetto. Sends it back in behind the inboards. Now toward the right side. Huge hit. Knocks the Swiss away from the puck. Is Shea able to finish out his hit? This bounces near the right side. Niederreiter trying to get a piece of it. Kevin Fiala right in on the bumper. Kukin still with it. Nito. Extra pass. Good puck movement here for the Swiss. They need a lane. Stop by Swayman. Here's a rebound off the left. They can't get a shot. They have to loop around the net now. And it's sent back in behind the end boards. The United States able to survive there, and they needed to. With 15 seconds left to go in the power play. That was their best opportunity alongside Nito Niederreiter and Kevin Fiala near the right side down at the bumper. It was a good play as it's worked in on the backhand. There'll be a drop and off the stick lift by Slot now. Moser will watch this one go wide and flip this one down. So United States get Zach Werenski back into the ice. This will be an opportunity now for the Swiss to be sent right across the goal mouth. Good pickoff by the Stars and Stripes. Again, 9-10 left to go as Clayton Keller now. And off the left, trying to get this around the inboards. Line 2 is out there right now for the United States, alongside Matty Beniers. And this one will be tied up and off the stick lift. Clayton Keller gets all messed up and toward the center ice logo. This will be flipped in. Again, we're on the side of Gothenburg, Sweden. This is the gold medal game between the Swiss and the Stars and Stripes. It's still scoreless. It's been a good first period. A lot of defense in between these two. Stick lift. Back in behind the net now. United States try to circle around the embankment. This will be stopped now. Here for McCarron. He was at the point. Now this is picked off by the Swiss. It's 2-on-3 the other way. Shot goes wide. And near the right side dot. This will be recollected and off the turn toward the right side boards. See who emerges with it now. Too far for Roy there in the Swiss. One rush the other way for the United States. McCarron needs some help now. Michael Isamont trying to join in on the fray. Or Tampa Bay Lightning man. Isamont now still working with McCarron near the right side boards. Wide up. Behind them with Drew O'Connor. If he would have picked that up, he had a wide open net. It hit his back skate. He never located the puck. He must have never felt it. 7:50 left to go in the first. I mean, he was impossibly open near the left side dot, but he just never saw the puck. Now the Swiss, Nito Niederreiter, good outlet pass. Hold up at high side point. There's a shot. This one will be deflected, and Jeremy Swayman will hold. We'll get a little bit of pushing and shoving there with Nino. Not surprised. Again, you want to see some NHL players get in the fray alongside the competition as well. We'll step aside. About 7.5 left, still scoreless.
$31 on all that. DealDash.com. Online options since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this Mario smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
This is NHL Network.
So Germany is going to host in 27 and France in 2028, courtesy of Gord Miller there. Again, this is a TSN feed. You know, they mix some time there alongside TSN and Sportsnet and all that, but it's still Gord Miller and Mike Johnson. My name is John Ott. Watching this one alongside the NHL Network for IIHF. This is a gold medal game between Switzerland and the United States. This will be flipped into the players' bench. We'll get another stoppage right at 7:08. We should stay right here because we just had a couple of breaks. And toward the right side boards, as in Brady Shea says hello to the Swiss. As we got our previous replay, and a shot was held there by Swayman. We saw some stick lifts, and toward that right side of the post there, as that was Connor Garland laying out to be able to stop a goal. Again, you think about Connors in the mix of Garland, Connor McDavid, you got Drew O'Connor, Kyle Cotter. Anything else on that side? Probably good NHL players. I know a little bit of a joke, but they've all played huge roles for their teams. This is Frank Nazar sending him behind the inboards, got knocked away from Beniers. Flip back in behind there for Nazar. Tage Thompson waiting out in the high slot, and this will be picked off. Long outlet flip. Again, the Swiss have a 6-3 shot advantage so far with 6:30 left to go in the first. Matty Beniers lost it. As this goes to the left side, this will be knocked away. Picked up here for Kevin Fiala off his outstretch in the United States. No problem there with the long outstretch pass. Good spin and turn. Tage Thompson, he tries to roof one toward the left side on the move from the right dot. He missed it all. Zach Werenski will pinch. As this will be put back around the inboards here. The United States gets another opportunity to get going. Try to see if they bring their top line out now. Hopefully they don't get caught in a bad change as this goes near the right side dot. Drop in at the point. Here's a wrister fought up by the glove hand of Jeremy Swayman. He knocks that one on a play. With 6 minutes left to go in the first. So we'll take one more break, and we'll come right back.
They make you feel home.
I appreciate you guys that have jumped in and out between this. I think the YouTube side is now stable. So at least when we get any issues, I'm able to get a quick refresh when I see that warning. That keeps all the stuff alive on the stream.
Right this second. That's on drive-through somewhere. I'll have someone real.
So that's what I want to make sure. So I saw that across. It goes across. I can refresh, and the stream will pop back up. If you want to check this game out and you're in the States, flip on the NHL Network. That's carrying the TSN feed. If you're in Canada, you can watch on TSN regardless. And if you're anywhere else across the country, if you go to livesport.com, that is where the scoreboard and everything else that I will use, especially the stats, come up, and it gives you, when you look on the little TV icon, all the feeds that's available and throughout wherever you are in the world. But NHL Network in the United States, TSN in Canada, and you have to look on the other side to see where you're at, wherever you are in the world, or probably even on IIHF YouTube page. Here's a wrister. Another one knocked away from the glove hand. Noy will send this around the inboards, or Nito right in. Back to Noy. We'll flip this one down. Big hit. And behind the inboards now. Good work there for the United States. Trying to flip the opposite end of the ice. They will able to get some offensive zone time. As this is sent back in behind the inboard. Swiss trying to get a pin and near the left side boards. Nazar. And off the spin and turn right now with Clayton Keller. Clayton Keller in the mix of a 9 and 92 for Logan Cooley. So I'll keep better track of the lines as we go across. Again, I'm just jumping into this Point blank, I know it's the gold medal game, but I haven't had a chance to get any feet wet. This will be the first one in the world regardless. Flip back and behind toward the right side. Here's a centering pass and a good stick in the lane for the United States. Stop Sven for needing to make a save. O'Connor trying to flip this down for Michael Easema. What a fourth line time for Ryan Morsowski. They haven't been bad, but that kind of tells you that the fourth line has been the best players for the United States. I think the Swiss feel really good about where they're at. I have to agree with that. As it's flipped back in behind the inboards. There'll be a stop right at the line. Mr. Janis Moser and a save for Jeremy Swayman as we get some more battling in front of the net. Andrew Peak was trying to throw some hits on Timo Meier. Chance for J.J. Moser, the Tampa Bay Lightning man. It was a good screen by Timo Meier from the shot at the point, and Jeremy Swayman able to make the save. I know Swayman did not have the season that he wanted with the Boston Bruins. Again, if Brad Marchand plays one more game, I believe it's going to be a first-round pick. I don't believe Florida has to win the Stanley Cup to get the first-round pick, but it's got to be at least a third round to get to the Cup, and that's what they'll have. Swayman didn't have his best year, but he's doing really good at the Worlds right now. Here's a chance. They'll be knocked away by Giannoni. It's been a while since he said his name, but he said the electric numbers of the goals against under 1. Flip back and behind the inboards. And now United States. This is battling near the players' bench. Just some sticks and blades. The Swiss will sweep this one back. A little curling style. 4:10 left to go in the first. Right to left. Frank Nazer. Now from Matting. There'll be a long shot. Loop it around. Trying to go ahead and pinch here as the United States to get a steal with Zach Werenski. Couldn't do it. Nazer. A little of a prowl while helping get the steal from his forecheck. It's Cutter Gauthier will rip this one around for Giannoni. We'll stop it as the United States up a 2-on-2, trying to make life difficult behind the net for Swiss, trying to get that Florida Panthers forecheck. It's not going to work though. Shots on goal in the first period, 9-4 for the Swiss, with 3:35 left to go in the scoreless first. A little sweep there for Jackson McComb. Roy. Moriat tries to throw it out in front, and this will be knocked away. Cutter Gauthier able to flip this one off the glass. Will Smith now for Cutter Gauthier, as this will be put back into the Swiss zone. Jonas Siegenthaler, good pass up the gut, gain the red line, and go ahead and take a change for Patrick Smith's squad as the Swiss and the United States able to work this one safely across the red as well. See what they can do off the dump as Siegenthaler will watch toward the right side red line. United States try to work back in behind the net. Clayton Keller, he gets all tied up. Tage Thompson is near the right side trying to set a screen. Big rebound. And it's an opportunity, gets knocked away there. Logan Cooley was on the doorstep. That was from an opportunity for Clayton Keller. He was from a severe angle near the right side boards, just outside the right dot. Look back in behind the end boards now for Giannoni. We'll stop him. 2:30 left to go in this first. Noy will send this one towards Swayman, and he had a flyby in his face. Timo Meier has been very noticeable for the Swiss. Don't blame him there, as they're exchanging some words, and alongside with Logan Cooley, but he has been one of the best players for the Swiss. Not a surprise, he's one of the biggest names on this team, but I've liked his work in front of the net. Again, Timo Meier's been more noticeable for the Swiss than he really was with the Devils. I'm not saying that was a bad trade alongside Tom Fitzgerald, but it was a big cap number with a long year extension, was it not? That's kind of how I think about Timo Meier. We'll get another D-zone draw. This one actually won by the Americans as it goes toward the right side, knocked away. Jackson McComb was knocked down, and this will be an opportunity. Are we going to get a penalty? Yes, we are. Jackson McComb was taken down in his own net. And it's going to be a tripping call against the Swiss. So Patrick Smith's squad's going to have to play some defense. Looks like Andrighetto is the one that's going to get called on it. Yeah, you got a piece of the stick on the right knee of Jackson McComb. In the United States, again, it's a scoreless game. Shot board is about 8-3 for the Swiss. And the United States are going to get a good opportunity here to try to get first blood. In this first, 9 power play goals, 9 for 28, 32%, not bad. Both of these power plays pretty spectacular with the penalty kills. About 10th for the United States in this tournament. I think second or first for the Swiss. I know the road hasn't been as difficult as far as the playoffs elimination rounds between Austria and Denmark, but still, the numbers say what they do. Jonas Siegenthaler put this one back down for Jeremy Swayman. So carryover power play time, not exactly, about 12 seconds difference. It will take most of the first. Clayton Keller tried to reverse ice, and the United States went off sides. They were trying to make sure nobody noticed, but that was pretty easy to notice. About a stride and a half offside near the right side dot. As somebody lost their helmet. That was Logan Cooley. Hit a neutral zone draw here. Denis Malgin. He'd spent some time with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and now he's just playing overseas. But Denis Malgin was pretty good in the NHL. He only has 1 goal in this tournament. He's got 10 assists in the mix. So he's been the setup man for the Swiss. I think he kind of leaning toward the other side for Norway or Timo Meier, but Norway has been their biggest goal scorer. I think he's got about 8. As this goes toward the right side dot. United States on their first power play as we're still scoreless. And this is near the right side end boards. Here's a pass right on the middle. Good passing here for the United States. Even better shot block toward the left side dot and didn't hit Genoni. Flip back around the end boards for Clayton Keller. He'll stop this. Logan Cooley now alongside from Connor Garland. It's pretty interesting to see Connor Garland get top line time. Zach Werenski off the spin and turn kept in tight. United States. Tage Thompson all turned around. He's got that giant body. He can use the power forward. He does have some pretty good strides as well and a 6 set of hands. But again, he's got 6'6". You want to get in front of the net and provide that screen if they can find a lane. The United States kept in the high slot. There's this opportunity for Logan Cooley. Back in mind that Tage Thompson. This shot goes wide to the left post. It would have been wide open. This will be sent back around the end boards now. United States played to the left side bumper. Werenski's pass. Tage Thompson goes short side, left side post. He missed it all. Power play down to 20 seconds. Tage Thompson will lurk near the right side. He's got a bomb of a 1T if they can get it over there. And the shot goes off the outside for Clayton Keller. Tage Thompson wanted the 1T pass, didn't get there. Again, trying to play that OB side near the left dot. This is another opportunity where the United States need to shoot. Here's a pass for the right side. Genoni cuts it off. Now I'm behind the net. Here's another feed for Thompson. He's lifted out of the air with the stick. United States down to 8 seconds, and they'll just fire it right on. And Genoni makes the save. That was excellent defense. Alongside for the Swiss, Michael Froy gets a piece of it. 4 shots for the U.S. Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson, the latest there to Keller as he cut toward the left side. Just a piece of the blocker. Otherwise, it was going to be 1-0. It was destined for the top left corner of the net, but he just gets an outstretched hand on it as Genoni. So excellent work in tight. We got about 7 seconds left to go on the first. Looks like we're going to be scoreless unless the United States wins an ozone draw. It shouldn't be enough time for the Swiss to get anything regardless. Big face-off for Matty Beniers. Can he get it? This one off the tie-up. Now to the right side boards, Berchi will hold on to it. And that ends the first. Pretty entertaining one at that. We are scoreless after the first 20 minutes of play. So blocker save for Genoni, and that ends the first. Again, it was 4 shots on the power play for the United States. Both teams had 1.
The all-new Infiniti QX80 on 450 horsepower twin turbo beast of luxury. Invest in an Infiniti during the once-in-a-springtime event. We won't raise the MSRP.
It's not a bad first period. In the United States, I know the power play is going to make things look different in the end. They can look a little bit better as far as the the numbers, the fuzzy ones for the shots on goal. But I do think that they ended that first period with a little bit of momentum. Again, power play is going to do that for you. Still, the settling in, Swiss, what was it, about 7-3 in the shot board with 5:50 left. And then probably within that power play in the last 3 minutes, the United States looked a little bit better there. I think both teams had some good moments, and we can leave it at that right now. There really isn't much to say in this scoreless game so far. Good settling in. I think the Swiss are game for it. Again, they got the silver medal last year. They want gold. The United States, this has been one of their best showings that they've ever had in the World Championships. I know it's different. It goes without saying as far as playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're not going to have everybody available to you. And this is volunteer work, essentially. Not everybody's going to go. But still, take what you can take. It's a fun game. It's a good defensive start between both and pretty good period. The Oilers and Stars will get set to go in about 25 minutes, so I'll get a chance to watch some of that while this one's going on. So the last time, this is my open for the notes here, last time the United States won gold at the Worlds was 1933. Again, it does not count the Olympics with the miracle being 1960 against USSR. Both teams can score at will. Genoni, we showed his world's record, 29-17-1. He's 5-1 with an 0.99 and a 9.46 in this tournament. 37-year-old Matt Miner has done this before. Again, the Swiss won silver last year. Swayman 6-1, 9.08 going into it. Chance at the net from a Shea shot at the point. Kessering and McCarron drove as a goal line stand for Giannoni. It was a defensive stand for most of the first period, probably about through the half. That was my notes of it. Fourth line, United States presses. Eastman and McCarron carry a chance near the right point. They hit O'Connor in the left dot, bounced off his back skate, never felt it. If he'd have picked it up, he could have scored. Shots about 5:50 mark were 6-3 for Switzerland. U.S. sends the first on a power play as Tage Thompson hits Keller near the slot, and a blocker save for Genoni. Both teams went 0 for 1 on the power play. That is your reset.
Since we don't have any goals to talk about, Gio, let's talk about the physicality of that first period.
Yeah, what you want to do in a gold medal game, long tournament.
See if they keep track of the hits here on live sport.
I think both games show that.
Again, both teams won penalty.
You come on, try and hit Ian on the
And right now,
hit the body and wear them down. And you see here
I will look at this from the first, and they've put the shots. They must have given 4 or 5 to the United States and accentuated it quickly because about 5:50. Again, I'll mark that in the notes. It was 6-3 for Switzerland. Shots and 11-11.
The way they're defending, they're not giving up much 5-on-5, so you gotta do that.
It's like that mentality of the 7-game series, except it's a 1-game series. You hope you're the better team in the third period. The Swiss have been so good keeping their opponents off the score sheet in this tournament. Dave, Leonardo Genoni, obviously, is part of that conversation. But defensively, what have you seen from them?
They outnumber you defensively all over the ice, whether it's down low.
I'm just going to double check really quick as far as my lines.
You have a better chance of coming up with the puck. You can see right here, you've got a 3-on-2 down low. Most teams don't want to risk the opportunity of playing 3.
So Timo Meier, Malgin, Andrighetto on line 1, Niederreiter, Ambul, and Fiala line 2, Birchie, Moy, and Schmid line 3, and Riyad, Jaeger, Knack in line 4. So those are all the same. Kukin and Siegenthaler, first line pair for the Swiss, Losser and Moser, and then should be Fora and Marty on the third, and their extra defense is Tim Burney today. So again, those are all the lines that I have from the projected, and I can use that a little bit closer here as we go to the second, third, get more of the names and everything else locked down. I appreciate you guys staying with me across. Let me know what you think as far as the question. I know it's not absolutely critical today, but do you think the United States can get gold? The one vote says yes. Again, I'm just happy to be able to cover the Worlds for the first time. We did some WJCs and double IIHF before, but it's a big, big moment for the United States. Again, they already got a silver locked up, so they're going to take that. But anytime you get an opportunity for a gold, I think you want to lock that one down, especially with the Swiss, even for last year, because they were in the same position. They had to settle for silver. They want to get gold. Both teams 8-1 in this tournament. Again, the one regulation loss for the United States came at the hands of Switzerland. 3 on the prelims. Swiss opened the tournament with an overtime loss to Czechia, and then they ran 8 straight off the rough shot. Again, Austria and Denmark in the playoff knockout stages, where they outscored the two teams by an outstretch of 13-0 combined. So the Swiss, when you look at all their numbers, first in the power play, third in the penalty kill, and a mix of all of it. Their goaltender's been excellent. Goals against under 1 for Genoni. All the numbers favor Swiss over the United States, but you can't play just off the numbers of the first 20. As Tage Thompson's getting the interview. 2 shots, 6:30 of ice time in the first.
I think you got a good momentum there after that power play. Didn't score, but got some good looks. So build off that. Keep putting pucks.
Let's go across the MLB scoreboard. Mariners have an early 2-0 lead on the Astros. We'll keep a little space. They're about a 3.5 game lead should they win today against the Stros at Minute Maid. Again, I followed one of those a few days ago. They were up 4-0 and then lost 9-3, 9-4. So hopefully they can try to get away from that. Tigers, they lost the series against the Guardians. It was the second time this year the Tigers went on a 3-game losing streak. Again, only the second time. They're still 34-20, which is the best record in the American League. 34-18 is the league mark best. It's from Dave Dombrowski's other former teams, the Tigers and the Philadelphia Phillies, who have the best record in baseball right now. But this is what I want to focus in on, and it's easy to do because when you look at the score line, you can say 5-0, Tigers get it, but let me be honest with you. Tarek Skubal and Max Fried. Max Fried's probably the best pitcher this season in baseball. But Jeff Passan made the tweet. I couldn't believe how many Yankees fans were in there. I know they're all over the place bombarding everything. And they say, Tarek Skubal is not how you spell Max Fried. Look, I get it. Excellent this year. And he's going to win the Cy Young if it keeps up. But Tarek Skubal showed you why he was the Cy Young Award winner last year. Tigers haven't played well. I know AJ Hinch in this series, all across the board Tigers have, but not in this series. They lost 3 of 4. And the bullpen has been roughed up a little bit. They've been overstretched. I know Scott Harris, alongside AJ Hinch and everyone else, and Chris Ilitch mostly probably aren't going to spend the money. Tigers are middle of payroll, but only because of Javier Baez with that long contract. Otherwise, they'd be right where Cleveland is, probably about 25th out of 30. So Tigers' payroll is low. They need somebody to go out there and give them a guiding hand. Well, Tarek Skubal showed you why he's the best pitcher in baseball to me. I can say that as a Tigers fan, but he goes 9 complete game for the first time in his career. Only gives up 2 hits. Doesn't walk anybody again, which is what he's done routinely. So his command is pinpoint. He strikes out 13, and he only throws 95 pitches. Are you telling me he's not the best pitcher in baseball? Because I don't think it's close. Tigers only get a 5-run outburst in the 4th. Otherwise, they wouldn't have any runs. It was all of 1 inning. Zach McKinstry with a pair of RBI. And Javier Baez was hitting 320. He's not at 289. So it looks like he's going to be going back to earth. Matt Vierling just came back hitting 100. So Tigers have some guys that need to pick it up. But when I look at this lineup, when you got Andy Ibanez, Javier Baez, Zach McKinstry, Trey Sweeney, Justin Henry Malloy, these are not strong names. And I understand what the Tigers' record is, 34-20. So the Tigers fans and behind when someone was saying, oh, you need an extra bat and some pitchers, and they go, oh, quit being dramatic because they have the best record. Yes, they do have the best record in the AL, but it doesn't mean they don't need help. They can get a lot better. They can spend some money and try to end at the deadline. And you know what? I'll say this honestly. For Gleyber Torres, he's only signed for this year. If the Tigers play well and they have a chance to lock into the postseason and all that, which I imagine they'll get there, probably hold on to Torres. But I also wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers trade him at the deadline and flip him. If he doesn't want to sign here, do what you did alongside with Zach McKinstry. When you gave up Jack Flaherty, got Zach back, get something for Glaber. You can't let him walk, and he's not going to sign here next year. So I understand that might be stupid to some of you getting rid of somebody considering how good the Tigers are doing, but you have to consider it. Because if he's not going to sign here, you don't want to let him walk for nothing. So there's a lot the Tigers can still do, and I'm glad at least at the end of it, AJ Hinch said, guys are battling some things, not feeling very good, this and that. Riley Green monitoring a hamstring or whatever it is. A lot of other guys being overworked. AJ Hinch said we can get a lot better. We got a lot of work to do, and this series shows us that. So I'm glad he was honest because I'm trying to be honest with all of you. Brewers and Pirates, 3-1 lead for the Brew Crew. That's the bottom 5. Giants, Nationals, same score in that same spot. Cubs and Reds. Reds been playing better lately. They're leading 4-3 on the Cubs, who are still atop the AL Central. Twins, 1-0 lead on the Royals. And I believe, let me make sure, look on the standings here for the Twins. If they win today, it'll go, I believe, to 3 games, maybe even 2.5. It'll be 30-22, 34-20. Yeah, so 2.5 with the Twins if they win. They've been playing some excellent baseball down the stretch. They even have a better home record than the Tigers do, 18-7. That's what 3 losses in a row will do. Will change things quickly. Mariners do score again. It's now 3-0. Rangers, White Sox. Rangers need to take care of the White Sox. They're still 25-28 fighting things, just 8-18 on the road. My goodness. And Diamondbacks, Cardinals, 2-2. Got a lot of other baseball coming. Again, but this game for the Tigers and Guardians started about 11:30 in the morning on the eastern side. And we will get Stars and Oilers, but another 15 minutes. I'll give you those updates too.
Did you get that as well? Did that help this? I'm sure it helped this case. Yes. And you would love today's gold medal game because you don't have any goals so far. It's the U.S. and Switzerland in the second period after the break.
As we're in the middle of the intermission, I gave you all the resets. But I would really want to ask you this. If anyone is listening in on the YouTube side, I humbly appreciate it. It is Florida and Carolina. Carolina loses. There will be 16 straight losses in the Eastern Conference Final. Rod Benamore has been a part of 12 of them if they get swept tomorrow. We'll have that coverage. I probably won't cover any more in that series because there really isn't much to talk about. But if it's potential closeout, Monday there's not much else going on. Alongside with OKC and Minnesota, every single one of those games have been, 15 to 40 points. So it's kind of blowouts all the way across the board. It's rather go to the closeout. But is Carolina going to win a game? I don't see it. And Florida looks like the Avalanche and Red Wings teams that we've seen in the mid-90s and through the early 2000s, don't they? And no matter how they play, they fit every style and variety.
Go to dealdash.com right now and see how much you can save.
This is the story of the one who believes being prepared is not just a way of life, it's how he helps everyone stay safe. He sweats the small stuff before it becomes big stuff. For the one,
Civ Live Sport tells us how long the break will be. I don't believe that they do that. We got probably another 2-3 minutes, I would imagine. I know I had a long diatribe on the Tigers, so I'm hoping it won't be much longer. I'm going to save the pipes. The Lucy assignment will be done early today, and then I'll watch Oilers Stars, do this right up, and we should be back tomorrow for the Cats and the Canes. And Cats will be on the road, assuming they're going to get to the Stanley Cup Finals even after Monday. They'll get a long break. Niko Mikkola ran into the right side boards off a hit his shoulder pretty good, so he's going to need the long rest. All the Cats could use it. Hell, even for Big Bob, hasn't had to do much in the series, but he could use it because you're going to play every other day. And regardless if they play the Stars and Oilers, I'm hoping the Cats, at least they would think that it would go long. I say that as a diehard Red Wings fan from Michigan, but I'm still rooting for the Cats. It's really hard not to from the way that they play. I wouldn't mind getting the rematch in between the Oilers and the Panthers, but the Stars, if they can get their secondary goal scorer and see what they can do, it's a big game 3 for them. That series tied at a game apiece. So we're going to get set to start the second period. A good shout out there for Gordon Miller as far as TOI. Again, if it was the ESPN box, I could go ahead and track that. But it was in the mix of Zach Werenski, 9.5 minutes of ice time. Again, it's 20-minute periods. He's already absorbed all of that in the first. So we'll see what his energy levels are going to be like. If this game goes into OT, then we'll see how long Zach Werenski is going to go. But as it is, Zach's going to expend whatever he's got, the U of M man, because this will be his last game he plays all year. Unless he's doing pickup or anything else that they do in the side of the off season, which I'm sure these guys stay in shape and get their practice. But it's a good opportunity there for the Worlds, and hopefully alongside with the Columbus Blue Jackets, so they get a long run down the stretch because they got a lot of good young talent alongside Dean Evason's squad. We should have got some nods. I would hope for Coach of the Year. I know he didn't win it, but probably should get some nods for it. We'll be announcing those in a few weeks from now, as this will be. Long wrister goes right to Swayman off the bounce, and will hold with the glove alongside Denis Malgin. So in 2013, again, those stats across, the United States were 9-0, and they got smoked by Sweden in the final. So they had an undefeated run. This United States does not, because they lost to Swiss 3-0 in the prelims. So United States have had some heartbreaks here in the Worlds, but it's probably as close as they're going to get again. They could finish this off depending on what happens. Here is a defensive zone draw. Good pickup here. This will set up a 2-on-2 with speed. Frank Nazar. And alongside with Tage Thompson, he gets held up near the right side boards. Again, you can't look away from the size of Tage. He's got that 6 set of hands as well. As Noy, this bounces off some shin pads right out in front of the net, side of the goal of the United States with Nazar. Good touch pass. Here's a 3-on-2 developing. Matty Beniers, he'll drop it. Rister. This blows high of Genoni toward the right post. And this bounces in the netting, so it's going to knock the play dead regardless. 18:45 in the second, as Tage Thompson shakes his head. He was the one that got the interview after the first intermission saying they gained some momentum. He's just a little upset with himself that he missed the goal scoring chance. I don't blame him. But I'm going to tell you this again. I really would like to see what Steve Yzerman could do to get somebody like that, because you can use his size and set of hands. He's sick as far as his shot. It's about 102 miles an hour when he's at his best. It's like Tarek Skubel's fastball. Shane Pinto against Moy, trying to get this ozone draw for the Stars and Stripes. And a little bit of a full start on the draw. Ref didn't drop this one fairly. It's taking a long time waiting for the Zebras to drop this puck. We're all anticipating the first goal. This will be sticked away to the right side boards. Zach Werenski already out there again. No surprise. And alongside Jackson Lacombe. There's United States one. Cutter Gauthier fire back in for Genoni. Again, 18:25 left to go in the second. The shot forward after the first officially read 11-11. That was courtesy of Live Sport. Not showing it on the TSN IIHF feed. That's a shame. Not keeping track of hits as well. Sverchi throws it in the corner. Good back check for the U.S. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot. As ripped one of the sticks out of the hand of the Swiss. As Noy has to get a new pair of lumber. This will be backhanded here for Gauthier. And this will be knocked away for Genoni. Back behind for Berchi. Goes ahead now for Jonas Siegenthaler. His pass from 100 feet will hit the netting, and that'll stop play. 17:55 left to go in the second. United States almost thought they could have shot that one up and out of play I don't think they're going to get that. Jonas Siegenthaler now sharing some words. He said that might have got flipped. Siegenthaler's speed is sauced, and this gets tipped off of a stick. So, shouldn't be any problems here as Jaeger gets some camera shots and alongside Swiss. So, fourth line, Damien Riat, Ken Jaeger, and Simon Knock for Patrick Smith's squad. It'll be a neutral zone draw. Connor Garland wins this one back clean. Shea lets it go. Actually, it's an O-zone draw. And that's what that pass and everyone else was talking about. Michael Kesselring's chance. He knocked at the point. And the Utah Mammoth man's going to pick this one up. Chipping off the end glass. Kukin. Now we'll go ahead and get it. Turn it on the burners. Really working toward the right side boards and off the drop. And Swayman closed the 5-hole, makes the save as Kesselring gives a little bit of a shove there to Kukin. Right in for Riat. Off the shot from the point. For the top line man, Dean Kukin, number 14 for Patrick Smith's squad, he must have some kind of speed because he blew by Logan Cooley. That was a good call off Mike Johnston at the left side boards. He just used straight line speed. No backhand, no push, no puck protect. He just got right by around him. There'll be another D-zone draw for the United States. Pretty good in the circle so far for both teams. Even game across the board, all things being equal. As Tage Thompson will get pinned against the right side glass. Takes a lot to dispossess some of the puck. Jump on the point. This will be knocked away. Timo Meier gets knocked down. Andrighetto will pick it up toward the right side. Good move. Buy some time with the backhand. Turnaround chance. Try to surprise Swayman near the left post. He's in the butterfly as he looks behind him. Andrighetto still battling for the puck. And the United States, Frank Nazar. He will wait toward the right side as this will be gaining across the red. Takes a big hit as Matty Beniers as he gets back to his feet. Looked like he got rocked a little bit toward his face. This will be iced against the Swiss. This will be touched up alongside Zach Kerensky. I don't want to say this lightly, but I do think they're doing a good job on the broadcast alongside Gord Miller and Mike Johnston because I'm seeing the same thing. I'm talking about the lack of space on the ice. If you've been following the Stanley Cup playoffs, did you watch that previous series between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals? Because that's what this almost feels like right now in the first 4.5 of the third as Michael Esamont joined alongside the referee. Again, the World's I think these guys, at least, alongside for World Juniors, have a little bit more discipline. Again, you still have more of those scrums for the young players. Esamont, that was blocked nicely, and alongside for Giannis Moser with the instep of the skate. That hurts a little bit. Not a lot of protection. He looks unbothered. Not the tie-up. And the United States can't corral it. Be an opportunity for Nito Niederreiter. He couldn't enter with speed. He had to pick it up on a second effort. It was backhanded left side red line. The United States now go left to right again in the mix of the red, white, and blue, the red stripes and blue pants. White shirt. Michael McCarron now with some stick chops. And the refs say, hey, stop that. They're going to go ahead and do that now. As we will get another offensive zone draw. McCarron now a little bit of push toward the face. And you got another warning here from the referees. If he does a little bit more, they can definitely take him for 2 minutes as far as for a delay in minor as Kevin Fiala was also having some words. Kevin Fiala, a little bit of a, he wasn't almost picking his nose with the glove as Michael McCarron. He made him sniff the glove and exchange some words. Kevin Fiala, another one of those guys alongside for the LA Kings. Love watching him score goals and go to work. Admittedly now, as a member of the Swiss against the U.S., it would hurt a little bit, but that'd be one of those guys you have to watch out for. I know Timo Meier is the big name, big show, but Kevin Fiala and Nito Niederreiter got to be the ones that I would expect to score goals. Schmidt trying to take this draw. They're going to take their wingman toward the right side and take this one off the tie-up. This goes directly back. That'll be an opportunity now for Siegenthaler. Flip this one across center ice. Good steal for the U.S. Off a 1-on-2. Will Smith set it up off the one-timer, and Giannone slides over. Makes the save off Jackson Lacomb's howitzer from the point. He does not look bothered whatsoever on any of these chances. Again, when you look at those goals against at a .99 and say those are video game like numbers, but when I'm watching with my 4 eyes him track the puck from left to right, and the calming influence, again, Michael McCarron and Michael Easemont ran into him in the first period with the traffic in front of the net from Brady Shea at the point. He turned that away easily too. You're not getting rattled on anything right now from what I'm seeing. Not trying to speak it into existence here if you're a Swiss fan, but I think everything kind of fits the bill from what we expected, and those numbers back it up. 15:55 left to go in the first, as this would be Andrew Peak. Outstretched pass. Wide open for Smith, and he blows it here to the right side dot. As this is picked up here. Good step up here, Andrew Peak. Does not shoot. Kept alive on his back skate. This is Cutter Gauthier. Throws it at the goal mouth from an awkward angle, and Genoni, no problem, canceling that off near the right side post. Leonardo will stop this one again. Genoni hasn't had a ton of work. Him and Jeremy Swayman probably about 13, 12 shots on goals. It was 11-11 after one as it sent the other way. They stopped off of Vlasic. Good touch pass in off the glass. Opportunity for Nazer. He will work his way toward the net. Tage Thompson gets dispossessed off a stick lift. He was trying to find Nazer right out in front. And another icing against the Swiss. That's the one thing that we have to say. They might get some winded bodies at some point, as they're showing Will Smith with some of the physical hits there. Vlasic with some reverse. Some pretty good contests, good battles across the board. Shea had the biggest hit of the game. Tage Thompson finishing off one. Vlasic with a high hit on Moy Not Cold. And a little bit of a stick chop there as Will Smith got taken out. With some excellent work. Cutter Gauthier now with the reverse on Timo Meier. It's a fantastic hockey game so far. Michael Kesselring and Lorensky. This one sent in through the screen. No problem. Swiss fight it off. Opportunity now on the backhand. Moy. Will spin and turn. Swiss and Patrick Smith squad in the middle of the change. There's a battle near the right side point, working on the left side red line. Swiss have it by their lonesome. See if they can kind of set this up. I know it's even strength, but it looks like a power play right now, playing some keep away. Working back in behind for Nito Niederreiter. On the high point now, slap shot. This one blocked. United States might have a partial break. Nazer, he gets hit and tied up. We get a penalty. This is a hooking call against the Swiss. Fora is going to go as it was Nazer that broke off a 1-on-2. He got an inside-out positioning near the left side boards. He was able to fight through the contact, draw the hook against Mora, and the Stars and Stripes get their second power play. This is off the shot block. A little off to the races off Mora. And he had nowhere to go. Then he got hit after as well. So if they don't get the leverage and the hook on the hands, Nazer might have had a 1-on-1 against Genoni. So not a bad penalty, but you know what? Actually, we're going to get a penalty shot. Frank Nazer, the Chicago Blackhawks man. Wouldn't this be something? As Ryan Rosofsky's squad, they're going to go ahead and exchange some words. It's going to be Frank Nazer. And do they get a chance to see who they want to elect? Because right now I see Connor Garland. It was Nazer that drew it. Connor Garland's going to take it. Vancouver Canucks man, what can he do? Toward his forehand backhand, and this is saved by Genoni. It was a late backhand forehand for Connor Garland. He did not make that many moves. And for Ryan Rosofsky, if it is Connor Garland as it was, backhand forehand stays with the right pad, makes the save. Genoni made that look easy. If you get a chance to elect, as Nazer drew it, would they not go with Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, someone with a more interesting set of hands for Deeks? That's an interesting call for me. I'll definitely mark that in my notes. Not being disrespectful to Connor Garland because he scored some special goals alongside one of those ones last year. I know that Canucks lost to the Edmonton Oilers, but one of those ones that we called alongside Cooper Hopkins, Connor Garland scored a nasty one. But you would think if you had a chance to do that over again, you get to choose, probably go with somebody else. But Genoni, excellent work there toward the right side pad to cancel it off on a backhand forehand. Little Fan with a Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. Not too bad. She must like Drew O'Connor. Or the mix of being a Canada fan for Sidney Crosby. As this will be knocked away to the right side corner by Werenski. Clayton Keller out there right now. 13:55 left to go in the second. We are still waiting for the first goal. Werenski. There's a long flip. This will work out for the United States. Clayton Keller. He gets dispossessed at the line. Werenski jumping in on the play. Clayton Keller now for Jackson Lacombe. Keller's on the right side. Logan Cooley's got it now. Try to cross ice for Clayton. That was not a good pass. As this will be an opportunity for the left side red line. The Swiss get cut off nicely by the U.S. defense. Got to loop it around the inboards. Be off the spin and tie up. Excellent work there for the U.S. This is a brutal giveaway. And this is blocked to Giannis Moser unintentionally. Wrap around at the net. Jeremy Swayman makes a save, and Clayton Keller sends it in behind the inboards. All of a sudden now, United States in trouble after a horrible clearing attempt. Jackson Lacombe and Swiss throw it right out in front of the Stars and Stripes. They will take that as this goes across the logo. Swiss fire it in. Opportunity now for Jackson Lacombe, Anaheim Ducks man. Combs pass, easy one from 50 feet. United States catch on side. Cutter Gauthier on his backhand throws it out in front. This will be settled back down for the Swiss. 12:45 left to go in this second. We're at the Worlds right now in Gothenburg, Sweden, in the gold medal game, still scoreless. Gauthier, nice set of hands. Outside chances, blocks off some stick blades, and the Swiss chip it off the glass. This is offsides against the U.S. 12:31 in the second. We will take a break.
Hello? Just thinking. Are you okay? I'm thinking. See? What if there were a better soda? Okay, I'm gonna pick out. Is it drive-through as you move? Shoulder coffee, please. Okay, right. 5 grams of sugar. It's actually nice and tall. Right? It is good. This is NHL Network. $12:20 left to go in the second. If you're just joining us, Connor Garland denied on the penalty shot. Frank Nazar drew it alongside Mora. And Rosowski elected to go with Connor Garland. He was denied backhand forehand with the right pad by Giannone, who's still rocking his .99 goals against. And if the Swiss had ended this, his numbers could be lower if he gets another shutout. Right now, it's 0-0 with almost halfway through regulation. Picked up now for Jonas Siegenthaler. Flip it at the point. One of the Swiss got to pick up their stick. It's been excellent forecheck for them. And this almost feels like some of those games I covered at World Junior between USA and Finland. When those ones are nip and tuck, this feels exactly like that. They need a game breaker to the United States. Tage Thompson. Here's opportunity for Bouillon. Now Alex Vlasic. And alongside Manny Beniers, and his wrister will catch the glass. This one will stay in play. Kept near the right side dot. United States waiting for something. Tage Thompson. This will be saved by Giannone toward the left side dot. Leonardo Genoni. He has been playing a lot of the Worlds. We talked about some of his numbers. Absolutely spectacular. 29-17, 1 all told. But in this tournament, 5-1, 099, 946 save percentage. God-like numbers. And he just closes off angles. He's confident, cool, collected,
And his defense plays well in front of him as well. It's a great recipe to be able to keep your goals against low. Here is a face-off right in the net. This will be sticked away by Genoni. And off the tie, going to race down the other way. Be blown dead against the Swiss again. They are starting to ice this puck a lot. As Alex Vlasic, this will be cleared down. So 19 shots he's faced. It is 8 in this second period. He stopped all of them. Jeremy Swayman has done the same. Dallas and Edmonton now finally underway, but we'll give you that scoreboard update right into the second intermission. So Andre Zambul, the second line center for Patrick Smith's squad. Nino Niederreiter and Kevin Fiala on that line, and this will go all the way back down to the United States again in their own end. Again, they're going left to right in this side of the period. As we sent back now for Alex Vlasic. Be flipped by Clayton Keller toward the right side glass. Be spun now for the United States for a moment. Long flip changes the ice there for Noy. Jonas Moser flips it in the corner. Toward the right side, Kevin Fiala trying to get it to the center in front of the goal now. And this will be picked up for Michael Kesselring from the Utah Mammoth. There's been a lot of those guys. And alongside for Logan Cooley and Clayton Keller, all a member of Utah. Breakout pass on the backhand, no problem for Jeremy Swayman. Able to close that one off against Zambul off the rush. Again, he wasn't trying to do anything too crazy as this pass from 150 feet connected. He just wanted to throw a soft backhand on net. Jeremy Swayman says, no problem. I got that with the webbing of the catching glove. He stops it low near the left post. Will be a D-zone draw for the Stars and Stripes. It's time for Switzerland to get an O-zone draw here, get this one clean, as this is one straight back to the U.S. And we're starting to get a lot of those, and a lot of icings the other way. The only thing the United States got bid on, they haven't got scored on, but they turned the puck over in their own end. You don't want to do what Carolina did against Florida, because I think even the Swiss can show you they can be dangerous enough. 10-15, we'll have to go in the second. So almost officially halfway through regulation, still waiting for the game's first goal. John Under with you alongside for IIHF. I'm watching this on NHL Network. You can carry the TSN feed on the Canada side, but NHL Network in the States still carry the TSN feed. That's where I'm watching it. If you go to livesport.com, they will let you know across the world where you're watching, where the TV feeds are available. You might be able to go to actual IIHF on YouTube, probably carrying this one as well if you don't want to listen to me. We're officially halfway now through this second, still waiting for the game's first goal. As Noy does some battle on the right side boards, Jackson Lacombe, alongside with Zach Kerensky. It's going to be interesting to continue to track his time on ice. He is just logging a ton of minutes for the United States. Drew O'Connor will flip this back down for Zach. The Columbus Blue Jackets fan and former U of M man. Picked up now across the end boards, and Michael McCarron get his own dump in, alongside with O'Connor. He'll be tied up there. Baertschi has some problems with it in the right side corner, but see what the United States can do. This pass in the high slot goes all the way back down. The United States not going to be able to ice it against themselves. This is Brady Shea. We'll get some help for Jeremy Swayman. Shea eludes the first board checker. He's not a member of the Boston Bruins, a longtime Carolina Hurricane. Option for Cutter Gauthier, and misses it all. He's going for the right post from the high slot. Kept in for the U.S. Couple of good back checks. Trying to stop any long outstretch and a long shot again. Jeremy Swayman, no problem with that. 8:59 left to go. We'll step aside. Baertschi was the one that let it go.
Did you take your Zyzol at night for these allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Do Zyzol, take Zyzol at night.
The all-new Infiniti QX80, a 450 horsepower twin-turbo beast of luxury. Invest in an Infiniti. during the once-in-a-springtime event. We won't raise the MSRP on any vehicle before June 7th.
This is NHL Network.
Who's going to break through? The United States winning its first World Championship since 1933, or the Swiss winning their first gold medal ever. Something in the world champions. Top row lines up that pins are winning. So much frustration from both these countries in recent years. The United States, the goal was the semifinal. Swiss, of course, a big close goal, gold medal game.
Check back in from the break and immediately iced it, so thankfully I didn't miss anything. As we get 8:54 left to go in the second, Buccaneers pass goes into the bench, so this should stay a D-zone draw here for Stars and Stripes. Again, if you're just joining us, it's still 0-0. It was about 8 saves for Genoni in the second so far, 11 in the first. He stopped all of his. Jeremy Swayman, the Boston Bruins man, hasn't had a great NHL season, but he's been 6-1 so far in the Worlds. But Genoni has a goals against of 0.99 and a 948 save percentage, and that's what the United States are trying to solve. The Swiss have iced the puck a lot in this second period, kind of just a little seesaw back and forth. And I don't know how many more times they continue to do that. I counted 6 so far in this second period. It's a third straight D-zone draw. A couple pucks out of play for the United States. Turnaround shot for Kevin Fiala. That was a bomb, as it was saved with the left pad for Janis Moser. And we will get one more stoppage up and hitting the netting at 8:41. So that has been the theme of this second period. I can't even say fits and starts. Really haven't been able to get things started. Again, I'm watching this one on NHL Network. They're carrying the TSN feed, and you can watch that anywhere in the Canada side and across. Go on Live Sport. It keeps a track for everything else. Maybe double IIHF on YouTube if you want to follow that along as well, if you don't want to listen to play-by-play from me. Sent back now for Fiala toward the right side inboards. This will be knocked away. Fiala now tries to windmill around the defense, but the United States are there. And this will be intercepted. Janis Moser's chance bounces on a play again, and Kevin Fiala got roughed up near the right side dot. Hopefully he's okay down there, as there's some Swiss fans that are getting some locks. You know what, honestly, I haven't been able to travel across the world. My cousin and niece came back from Japan, but I've seen some of these games now in Gothenburg. It seems pretty cool. From what we've seen from the World Juniors, the first time for me in the IIHF Worlds. We've seen IIHF hockey before, but you see the diverse crowd all the way across the board. I wonder if there are some United States fans that made the trip besides some moms and dads. There will be an opportunity off of a 1-on-3. Logan Cooley off the pin. Again, he spent some time with WJCs, and now he's playing some World stuff too, so it's really nice to see him getting that extra burn. Z William, another piece of that as well. As this will be a long foot, good step up at the blue line. Excellent work for the United States as Michael Kesselring on the third line side will roll this one back down, and the Swiss are there for another ice. 7:55 as William and Kesselring do get some camera shots here. Still scoreless in between our game. Let me give you a look as we got all these stoppages here. Same thing for the Stars and Oilers. That's at 9:48 in the first. Again, it's a pivotal game 3 with the series tied at a game apiece. Our game in this feature between the U.S. and Switzerland is a gold medal game. The Swiss had a silver last year. They at least have that in their back pocket. They want gold, this Patrick Smith squad. I feel like they can get it, especially I said that in my notes in the pregame. All their numbers, number 1 in the power play, 3 in penalty kill, and a mix of everything. They are excellent. Genoni is outstanding in goal. He had a 948 save percentage. It's telling you you're doing something right. I know they outscored Austria and Denmark as this gets iced again against the United States. This is the 9th of the period. My goodness. But a 15-0 differential in between Austria and Denmark. For the Swiss, it was an easier road for them than for the United States in the mix of the playoff side of the rounds. But I think the biggest upset was probably Denmark against Canada winning 2-1 Otherwise, we could have had a U.S.-Canada game on this matinee Sunday. Connor Garland will flip this one down. Again, he's a part of Logan Cooley and Clinton Keller when Mosowski wants to keep that top line together. Sent back around the inboards here for Michael Kesselring, who's starting to get a lot of time. He gets dispossessed toward the left side red line. United States middle of the change. You're on the bench anyway. They'll do so. Expected goals 1.56 for U.S. and 1.01, probably courtesy of Money Puck. As they're not saying lots going on here between the two netminders. A one goal might win it. If that really continues to stay the case, I guess I couldn't be surprised. Michael McCarron now toward the right side boards for Drew O'Connor. Spinning around the end boards. As this will be stopped for Zach Werenski. Top line pairings out there for Team USA. McCarron and O'Connor trying to do battle behind the net. Good pinch toward the left side line. Berchi needs some help as this is dispossessed there. Wide open chance for Zach Werenski to shoot. This one blocked aside by the United States. Picked up now for Jackson Lacombe. The United States defense is activated very deep and behind, so if the Swiss have any sort of pinch, they could get something here. Michael McCarron. Now looking there alongside for O'Connor. This goes for Jackson Lacombe. Now to Zach Werenski. He leaves it for Jackson. Jackson shoots with the screen. Has blocked one of the sticks and broke it. I think Drew O'Connor's with that one. Jackson Lacombe still very patient. Noise out there showing a stick check. It's picked up now for Isamont. And on the right side now, Werenski. He'll try to let one go. For the left side, catch the glass. The United States, excellent work with the puck possession, but a good stick in the lane. Takes that away. And Zach Werenski's back pass, not a good one. As this will be flipped back down the inboards. Settled down the other way. 5:45 left to go in the second. We are still waiting for the first goal of the game. This is a gold medal game, and this has been nip and tuck, little back and forth, punch for punch. On the defensive side, it's been entertaining on that, at least. Nino Niederreiter. Good stick lifted. Tage Thompson with a bomb of a wrister. That one saved with the right side pad for Genoni. Tage Thompson off the wraparound. Kesselring now will activate. Here's the one time from the point. This is blocked out in front of Genoni. Never hit him. Now the other way. Kevin Fiala. Here for Nino Niederreiter. Now looking for Fiala right at the doorstep. This one cut off near the left side of the crease. United States. Upside boards. Now will be a pin. Niederreiter now against the glass. Fiala just waiting to see if this goes in between some blades. Brady Shea. Send it back in behind the inboards. We've got 5 minutes left to go. It's a scoreless game so far. Settle back down now for the U.S. They're from left to right. That's what they want to do with the white shirts and the blue pants and the red striping. It's the Swiss in all red with the black pants the other way. Timo Meier. Watch this one get flipped down. Here's an opportunity looking for a long outstretch 150. United States easily read that. Collecting them across chip and chase. Here is Michael Kesselring. It's been a lot of offensive defense there for Michael on this one as we're still waiting for the goal. Frank Nazar. This one goes off the outside of the cage. Picked up now the other way for Alex Vlasic. Vlasic now near the right side pin. Turn and shoot. Genoni closes it out with the right pad. 4 minutes left to go in the second. Frank Nazar for Cutter Gauthier. Nazar sets it up. Bomb for Kesselring. And that was saved by Genoni. Hit it with the stick. It works directly behind the net. There's a broken shaft and behind the right side. So once we get a stoppage, the refs can clean that up. Push the other way for the Swiss. One-timer. Jeremy Swayman watches that one go wide. He had the glove hand up near the right post. Settle back down. And alongside for Jonas Siegenthaler, New Jersey Devil. He's a really good defensive defenseman. Here's a spin for Moser off the pirouette. Be intercepted back and behind the net. Clayton Keller. Gotta be quick about it. We'll throw this back for Zach Werenski. And the outlet pass will get picked off. Start this one again for Dean Kukin. Now for Jonas Siegenthaler. Top defensive pairing for Patrick Smith's squad. Chip this one high and off the end glass. United States take a long flip for Clayton Keller. This will be intercepted across the center ice logo. Not sure what that one is, as we're looking at Gothenburg, Sweden here for the gold medal game site, IIHF. Kukin throws it into the corner. Jackson Lacombe will knock it down along the inboards. United States looking to push the other way. Has not been much action as far as the icing. We've got a lot of that in the second, but not too many shots. Michael Kesselring has been very noticeable, though. Sent back in behind for Andrew Peak. He will leave it for his defensive partner, for Brady Shea. Touching near the right side wing. See who can activate here for Will Smith. They flip back around now for Michael Isama. Berchi tries to find it back to Mikey. Mikey sends it around the end boards here for Andrew Peak. Peak lets it go through the screen. That one's saved by Genoni toward the left post. He got knocked down in front of the net. 2:15 left to go. Moy trying to find it. Here's a centering feed in between some skate blades. And the U.S. taking a tumble. 2:05 left to go in the second. Here's a good beat there for Schmidt. He just used his speed. This will be a long stretch the other way. Here's an opportunity for a shot and a good save off of Isamont's chance for Genoni. Isamont gets hit very hard in behind the inboards. He pops back up to his feet. I think the Swiss might have got away with something there. Drew O'Connor says about that. We're going to exchange some words. We'll take a break.
AstraZeneca and the NHL are teaming up against cancer. Together, we can stay ahead of cancer with a simple conversation. Talk with your doctor about your risk factors.
And about available cancer screenings that are right for you.
Saturday, you also risk of passing flag and get body checked against cancer. AstraZeneca is the official partner of Hockey Credit Cancer.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue stove for $26.
And shipping is always free. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
It's for the festival hockey for 16 days in Stockholm. Now we're waiting to see what's going in. Right now, it is very much up in the air. Shots at 23-19 U.S. 12-8 here in the second. There's no score. Swiss won the first game 3-0.
So Switzerland again, the prelims was 3-0 for them. That was the United States' only loss in this tournament. Czechia's only loss was a 3-2 OT in between Swiss and Czechia. And right now it's Swiss and the United States, both teams 8-1 respectively in some form, trying to get a goal. 2-on-2. Cutter Gauthier was on the opposite side of the wing. He'll pick up the rebound alongside for Zakharensky. Here's a spin and turn. Will Smith. Now for Zakharensky, he's near the right side red line. He just throws it on in front of the net, and this will be sticked away by Werenski, and then he'll race for the puck. Again, he's not turning on a lot of burners here. He has logged a lot of ice time. I'm wondering what the fitness level is going to be. We know how good Zakharensky is, but he's got to be gassed at some point. Cutter Gauthier off the drop for Nazer. Siegenthaler stays with him near the left side boards. Matty Beniers gets the entry. Here's the wrister. This will be fought off by Genoni. He'll hold as he's got it on the left side post. Not too much pushing and shoving this time. As Siegenthaler and Nazer exchange words. We appreciate you guys joining in between the double IIHF. John Eder with you on the call. It's a gold medal game between the U.S. and Switzerland. It hasn't been jumping as far as comments or anything, but I appreciate you guys bouncing them out, watching it, listening in. Pair of 10s on the draw. On ball against Matty Beniers. Matty Beniers off the tie-up. And a penalty is going to be called. It's a trip right at the end of the second. And we'll see who's going to get it. It might be Tage Thompson. I see him shaking his head. So the United States, at the end of the first, had a power play about 2:35. This one's going to at least carry all the way over. Tripping is the call. So second power play opportunity. So one power play for the United States. Penalty shot, little spin and turn, and no look there for Tage Thompson. Again, he's got 6'5", 6'6" reach. A little unfortunate there. So Tage is going to sit in the box for what he hopes is 2 minutes. I certainly hope that as a U.S. fan. Again, Michigan Minnesota hockey hotbeds, but we want to see what happens here between the United States and Switzerland. Again, the opener in the prelims you mentioned was 3-0. This game 0-0, as it's a power play here for the Swiss. It's their second. What are they going to do near the right side bumper? Timo Meier working it behind the net. Andrighetto. Top line out there right now with Denis Malgin. Malgin will give it up alongside Timo Meier. Andrighetto try to pick this one up now. Spin and turn here for Kevin Fiala. Kevin Fiala will look as it goes to the right side. Malgin will send this one across from Andrighetto. Malgin gets his shot blocked from Kevin Fiala and sent back down to Matty Beniers. So excellent penalty killing work from the Seattle Kraken man. And 15 seconds left to go in the second. Definitely time for one more rush. Find an entry now. Racing across the left side wing, short side chance. This one hit the side of the net. Does not hit Jeremy Swayman. This goes down the ice. Here's a 1-on-2. Nazer, he goes short-handed. This one will be pushed against the glass. Sent toward the net. Nazer fires it on with a buzzer beater. Potentially it was stopped by Genoni. And it was short-handed work for the United States. Might have been one of their best chances of the period as they killed some time. But as we sit, we're still scoreless. And we'll see if we get anything in the third.
You go to any town in Minnesota, that's what they can hear. WorldJunior.hockey. Wow, DraftKings, that's an aggressive offer. Right, all this and that? Yeah, there you go. Biz, what you think? I've watched a lot of hockey for the penalty box, so they make me feel home. It's nice to have fans.
New customers to $5 that's a 300 will get wins. Pay instantly in bonus bets. The crown is yours.
Guys, too far.
Now playoffs are a time to sharpen your focus and get your game face on.
Playoffs, it's such a bad game. You're so focused.
Get your game face on. NHL Now. Playoff coverage on NHL Network.
Right this second, at some girls' night somewhere, someone really wants a soda. But that same someone wants a better for you drink. You know, that doesn't taste so basic. What if there were a better soda? Okay, wait. Okay, green flag. 75 grams of sugar.
So Live Sports is 17-9 shots on goal. In that period for the U.S. is 28-20 in totality.
Nobody takes a shift off.
It's going to be with each other as a team, as one. So tonight we put everything, whatever it takes. I want to go up there.
And guess what? After two, we're still scoreless. Here's your reset in the second. Ford gets a shot blocked to the point by Nazer. He escapes, gets a 2-on-1. A hook by Ford. Nazer drew it. Connor Garland was the one elected to go from where Wasowski gets denied. Backhand forehand near the right side post. Closes it off with the pad. Esamon takes a big hit that causes a break with 2 minutes left in the second. There's been about 8 icings in the middle frame. I am noticing that Michael Kessering is being trusted a lot to activate as an offensive defenseman. That's alongside Zach Kerensky. That goes without saying. But that's really all I got for you in the second. 28-20 USA in the shot board. 17-9 in the second as it stands. Tage Thompson.
NHL Network. Game of Talbot shutout in the last 5 periods against the Swiss, going back to their home.
So the United States have been shut out 5 periods against the Swiss. Tage Thompson takes a tripping call. Mazer turns around the final second shorthanded, but his shot gets turned away.
Yesterday in the semifinals has been held at bay. They got their chances in that period. None better than when Frank Nazar earned a penalty shot and then didn't get to take the penalty shot.
I like the way you say earn that penalty shot, and he did earn the penalty shot. He used his speed, which we've seen many times. You watch Frankie Nazar play, whether it was with the U.S. national team program or the junior hockey.
So between that 3-0 prelim loss for the Stars and Stripes and now this 5 scoreless periods, we'll mark that one down because whatever they're doing, it's pretty good work. I think it's been a good game across the board, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he wanted it. You could tell by the body language he wanted it. He was disappointed he wasn't taking it, and I think this is just a classic overthinking it from the U.S. side. I mean, you put Connor Garland in. I realize he's had a great tournament. But Frank Nazar, 6 goals, 6 assists, the leading scorer.
39% Connor Garland.
Yeah.
Kind of like regular season.
The analytics got him. But here's what's on the other job. I let him move. He goes backhand shot after losing the puck. I mean, I think sometimes you just gotta blame with the guy who's there, unless he's tired. I could understand if he was tired, by all means, you gotta
Let me take a look
and put the fresh guy in. But
in between the box. I'm going to flip right back here. Obviously, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to cover this till it's done. Edmonton has just taken a 2-0 lead on Dallas. And Dallas has got to be worried. I know it'll be a 2-1 series if they lose. I really don't think they can afford to go down much more after that. So Shopboard is just 11-9 in this Stanley Cup third round game between Edmonton and Dallas. I'm not going to call it play-by-play because I'm going to save the pipes for the end. But let me give you the reset for them. Evan Bouchard and Connor McDavid, 14:02 and 14:38, 36 seconds apart from RNH, who's got 2 primaries. Brett Kulak, Zach Hyman got the other helpers. Stuart Skinner, 9-9. Jake Ottinger, 9-11. And Stuart Skinner is going to get his 10th save. But Stuart Skinner has 3 shutouts. That was in the regular season. He's got 3 shutouts in the playoffs. Again, May 12th against Vegas, May 14th, back-to-back 3-0-1-0. He's already got a 3-0 shutout against Dallas here after coming off of a 6-3 loss. And right now, he could do so again. So Stuart Skinner, 3 in the regular season. He's got 3 in the playoffs already. Dallas is going to get a power play.
So this is what the discussion is about. If it was Rantanen and Stick on Katzberry Kapanen that hit Rantanen in the rising. The crowd sees the same replays we've been saying.
Penalty shot of Leonardo Genoni. What are you noticing about his game?
It's really good so far. We got 20, almost 30 shots, so he's playing really well. We got to find a way to just keep getting into his eyes and, just that one goal in for us and see where it takes us.
USA is looking to win its first gold medal at a men's world championship
I'll be right back.
since 1933. How do you ensure that happens in this third and final period?
Just win a period. Win a period, win a tournament. So, we would have taken this on the flight over, so we're excited about the opportunity. So we're going to have a good period and see where we end up.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks. Mad Dash to get a stack before this third period. No one wants to miss the next goal because it could be the biggest one of the tournament. The gold medal game continues on TSN and the NHL Network.
Did you know taking Zyzol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. Be wise all, take Zyzol at night.
The Infinity QX60. Comfort redefined. Luxury rediscovered. Invest in an Infinity during the once-in-a-springtime event. We won't raise the MSRP on any vehicle before June 2nd. I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on DealDash. DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56.
I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
All right, fellas. I'm going to do the talking here for a minute. We are in the Stanley Cup fight. Nobody takes a shift off.
No one said it was going to be easy. Let's push these guys out shift by shift.
Make sure we're playing as a team. We work for the team. We win as a team.
And it's going to be with each other as a team, as one. So tonight we do everything, whatever it takes. I want to go out there and period.
Attack. It's like trenches all the time. But we're fighting for each other.
Work hard for each other tonight.
One for each other, one time. Right now, fight all back. So in game 7, they got nothing left. Let's get this thing done here. Enough is enough.
In 1892, a hockey lover made a proclamation.
It would be a good thing if there were a cup held from year to year by the champion hockey team.
Today, proclamations sound different. It was captivating back then.
Considering the general interest which the match is now elicits,
And drawn from the Honorable Leonardo Genoni.
I am willing to give a cup which shall be held.
For people who this crowd, which became its business was Stephen May. This is IIHF Network.
The season kickoff for the CFL on TSN is right around the corner. Get ready as the 2025 season begins on June 5th. For the first time in 12 years, Stockholm is back hosting the Men's World Hockey Championship alongside Hungary, Denmark. Not only is the Swedish capital a great hockey city, it's also one of the most beautiful in the world. But don't take my word for it here. Standing in the studio, listen to Lindsay Hamilton, who's been pounding the pavement all tournament long, reporting from a city nicknamed the Venice of the North.
And it's like we here in Sweden outside of our hotel in Stockholm, roughly 4.5 kilometers south of the beach area. Now, you can take an Uber, subway, and the city is beautiful as this. Why not go for a little walk? Let's go. You start by crossing the bridge to the island of Helgeland on Poland. This is home of the Riksdag building, the Swedish parliament, and you can walk right through it. Cross another short bridge, and we're in Gamla, Stockholm's old city. People have lived here since the 13th century, and it's the most popular part of Stockholm for tourists to visit. We even found some Canadian fans. There's a number of great pastry shops here as well. So it's time for a quick pit stop. Okay, back to walking. You cross another bridge and enter the island of Södermalm. Here you'll find a community of young professionals, streets lined with shops and restaurants, and our first view of a beach arena. All right, getting close. Follow the arena. Fourth bridge of the walk, and that's no surprise. Stockholm has 57 bridges, helping you cross between the 14 islands that make up the city. Our next and final island stop is Södertörn, and the finish line is in sight. But an hour after we began, we're here. And now it's time to work.
And Lindsay might be working overtime. And a reminder that the gold medal game gets a 20-minute sudden death overtime period. No shootout. 0-0 going into the third period.
We made a promise to our boy Blue that we would make the healthiest foods possible with the finest natural ingredients and real meat first. And that's our promise to you and your dog or cat. Because when you love them like family, you want to feed them like family.
Next.
Right this second, at some movie theater somewhere,
Sure.
popcorn and someone really wants a soda. It's always like fun to drink on weekends, and today was only Tuesday. Soda, please. Mom! I said want a better soda. Hey, I got the puppy.
I can see it.
Okay, that was actually easy. Vodka and sugar, that's me one. No, I can't. That's just a voice.
This is a story about the one. The young trained eye may not see the one as extraordinary, but her goals aren't easy. She fixes, she manages, she perfects. She is extraordinary. Because for the one, maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need plus 1 million more. Call clickgranger.com or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done. In 1892, a hockey lover made a proclamation. Today, proclamation is celebrated.
All right, we should be through most of the second. Should be through most of the second now. Just had to step aside for a minute. Still waiting for the game's first goal.
This is NHL Network.
Premature going to overtime in the middle of the second. You were not, and you are not now. This game feels like we're already in overtime. There's been so few offensive chances.
So as we still wait, officially, this recorder back on. Tage Thompson is in the box. It's the second power play for Switzerland. 25 seconds have expired off of it. We're in Gothenburg, Sweden. Joining with you on the call, following along on the TSN feed from the NHL Network in the States. Don't miss this one. It's going to be good. As maybe the first goal might be the winner, but they did just mention again, if it does go to OT, it'll be continuous 3-on-3 overtime until somebody scores. So keep that in mind for 3-on-3 instead of 5-on-5 or anything else. Denis Malgin now off the drop for Sven Andrighetto. Andrighetto gets it at the point for Kukin. You don't need to ride it over skates. It picks it up at the right side. Andrighetto throws it in the corner. The United States try to chip this one off the glass successfully. Get this one down the ice as Dean Kukin have to start again. 19:20 left to go in the third. We're just starting the final frame of regulation, but we might need more. 20 seconds remaining on the second power play for the Swiss. Again, they've held the United States scoreless for 5 periods. Again, that's coming off of the 3-0 win in the preliminaries. That's the United States' only loss to this tournament. Switzerland's only loss was the opening overtime loss to Czechia. Both teams 8-1 in certain respects. Bouchard and McDavid are the only goals for Edmonton right now in that game 3. That one at Rogers. As Logan Cooley trying to send away now for Clayton Keller, the Utah Mammoth teammates, as this one sent the other way. Toward the right side, 3-on-2 developing now for Switzerland. And this is a stick possess. Taken away, Cutter Gauthier tries to make his pass. The United States and Ryan Rosovsky's squad already on the back check, making sure they don't give anything up. This is flipped back in behind the inboards. Christoph Berchi finishes his hit. Matty Beniers will do the same. Stars and stripes. Michael Kessel rings pass. It gets sent back down for the Swiss defense. Pass right up the gut from 100. This one picked off by U.S. Again, right to left. They're in the mix of the white shirts and the blue pants and red striping. Red, white, and blue. And the Swiss in the red shirts with the black pants. This will be picked up now for the United States. Centering feed. Giannoni, this one gets blocked by the defense. Excellent work there for Christian Marchi. Third line defense for Patrick Smith's squad. This will be sent back in now for Shane Pinto. Now in toward the right side boards, played in off the backhand. Good settled to go left to right, the Swiss. Waiting for the game's first goal. We'll see when we will get it. First goal might win it at this point in this type of game. Picked up now for Andrighetto. Sven will get pinned against the glass directly. Picked up now toward the right side red line. A high slot point. Jonas Moser has got it. Flip it around the inboards. Will Smith will pinball this one in for Shane Pinto. He held on to it too long. Pinto now in his back check. And this will force the United States up to pinch it out of the zone. And they'll do. Especially up a 1-on-2. That was excellent work. Will Smith, his forecheck. There's a stick lift there for Will Smith. Kept it at the line. A big slap shot. This one bounced out in front of the dots. And now played in off the backhand. There's a turnaround opportunity here for the United States. And they'll settle it down. Pinto leaves it back to the deep. Here's an opportunity for Jackson Lacombe. Lacombe now. Turn on the burners. Gets in by himself. Looks for a drop pass for Cutter Gauthier. And this will be off a stick blade. Jeremy Swayman, all he has to do is watch right now. In this third period, hasn't faced any shots just yet. Here for Leonardo Genoni has been excellent. He's had a goal against of .99, under 1. You can keep it even lower if they not get a win here, win 1-0. Flip back in behind the inboards. Jackson Lacombe will get this one out ahead. This will be sent the other way near the right side boards and taken away. Jonas Siegenthaler. And from 150 as it goes back around now for Andrew Peak. And he has iced the puck. 16:06 left to go in this third. Your guess is as good as mine as far as who scores first. That is the type of game that we have right now, and whoever does probably going to win it. I mixed it in between. Do you think the United States is going to get gold today? 5 votes say yes, 1 vote says no. And for those that haven't actively paid attention in this tournament, Switzerland has given the United States the only loss they've had in the preliminaries. Both teams 8-1. Swiss number 1 penalty kill, number 3 power play, top 3 in all numbers. Both teams average about 5 a game. Not so when they play each other. This will be flipped back down and off the chip. This will not be iced. We settle back down for J.J. Moser. Moser keeps his head up. And from 150, as this bounces off of Ria on the fourth line side, Logan Cooley will pick it up. Will start in his own end. And up the backhand, works his way across center ice and on the left wing side. Logan Cooley still with it on his forehand. He's worked his way from all the way to the left side red line now on the offensive end. As he gets pinned against the glass, Yeager gets the steal. Logan Cooley not giving up on the play, though. Still working. Logan Cooley with the puck. Sends it back at the point. Peak will take this one D to D. Right in the high slot turnaround chance. Got to shoot it here if you're Shea. He's bottled up. Sends it toward the net from an opposite angle. And this picked up near the right side glass. A broken stick is in the way. It might have been one of the U.S. sticks. As Brady Shea off the pinch. Here is the lead now to the left side. This is sent back in behind the net. There's an opportunity there for Nazer. Left side red line. 14:55 left to go in the third. Still waiting for the game's first goal. Here's a big rebound off a slap shot from Shea and knocked Genoni down. They got sent back down the ice. So that was a little bit dangerous. Alex Vlasic with his head up. We'll flip this one in amongst the inboards. 14:35 left to go in this scoreless game. We are in the third. If we need OT, it'll be 3-on-3 continuous until we get a goal. Here's an opportunity against the left side red line. Again, Swayman has not had to make a save in this period. It's been primarily in the Swiss end. There's been a lot of icings against them in the second period as this goes into the players' bench. It's the third time. I think it's been one in each period. Slap shot from Shea as Keller ran into Genoni. But it was one time in each period where he's been knocked down, he's been bumped heavily, and he's not been knocked off his game. He's rock solid. Again, that .99 says the numbers of what it's supposed to be. 5 scoreless periods here for the United States against Switzerland says what it's needed to be. Jeremy Swayman will stand tall. Makes the save and stops it with the glove. He had Timo Meier and Nino Niederreiter ran on the doorstep as Ombol was trying to make it, but Nino Niederreiter from Ombol's pass This goes back to the point. Kukin lets it fly. Niederreiter is right there trying to obstruct the vision of Jeremy Swayman. That's a pretty good deflection, and even better close the 5-hole for Jeremy Swayman as he snaps it up with the glove. So both of these goaltenders have been rock solid. It's up to the first goal. Whoever scores it probably wins at this point, as we're getting closer and closer to the halfway marker of the third. Still scoreless. 14 minutes left exactly. There's Zach Werenski. Again, he's got to be leading TOI. And the United States, this is not iced, it's a tipped. So we'll stay here from left to right. Niederreiter. Excellent move. Gets in the zone now on his backhand. We'll just circle it around the embankment. Slow back down now for Mora. Full hold. He gets pinned against the glass. United States will steal. It's a time for Kesselring. He'll activate. Long shot and be held right in the stomach here for Genoni. As we get another whistle at 13:34, as Cutter Gauthier having some words in the tie-up. We'll take a break. I'm still waiting for the game's first goal.
New Chipotle honey chicken brings a hit of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle honey chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy with Thumbtack. Download the Thumbtack app and start caring for your home today.
This is IIHF Network.
It'll be a D-zone draw. Again, they mentioned it last year was a 0-0 until it was 2-0. Czechia able to get the gold at the Worlds last year against the Swiss. They had to settle for silver. It's a 0-0 game. Can the United States get a couple this time? Who knows? I don't think so. I think we're only going to get one if we even get one. They might take OT. Picked up now as it's rattled in behind the inboards. United States try to play some puck possession here. Cutter Gauthier. This is one off the break. Try to center out in front, but there's two Swiss right there that knock it away. And this will be flipped back down and amongst the inboards. Michael Kesselring will have it. He's played a lot of time alongside Zach Werenski, and the two noticeable offensive defensemen. We haven't had any offense yet, but they've been very active off the pinch. Here's an opportunity right at the side of the net. They settle back down for the United States on the right side point. There's another chance for Shea, and this will be gloved up right in the middle of the slot. And Genoni's got it. So Brady Shea now. A couple good opportunities. One-timer in traffic in this period against Clayton Keller, who knocked into him. And now Shea, after the puck pickup, it was bouncing. He fires it toward the right side post, and Genoni just reaches that big pull out there, locks it down with the glove hand, no problem. As he's tracking this puck beautifully in this game. He has been rock solid in net. I know he hasn't played any NHL time, but he's really enjoyed his time in the Worlds. And throughout the record, he could be one of maybe a World's Hall of Famer if there is such a thing. Well respected. Clayton Keller. Slap shot. There's a big bomb of one, and this one gets knocked away. And alongside Andrew Peak, settle back down for Shea. Peak's pass as this goes toward the left side red line. Slow up at the line. Here's a chance near the right side. This will be knocked away for the Swiss. They have numbers. 4-on-2. They go for a long shot. This will be canceled off by Swayman, but I think it was offsides first. So I got a little bit too impatient there as Marty let it fly, and we get a whistle. Switzerland has only given up 2 goals in the last 7 games. That's why you got all these shutouts here for Genoni. I think it's 3 straight at this point. This is picked up the other way, but that's what you got to do when it's 5 scoreless periods against the U.S. That's what's trying to knock that one down. Swayman gives up a big rebound, but this does get brushed to the right side red line by the defense. And at the point, they can't hold. So if Isamont looks for a breakout pass, he knocked away and offsides Michael McCarron in the United States. 11:47ers are showing Frank Nazar, who has been excellent in this game. Now, I'm surprised if the United States do lose this game. The one talking point would be, why wouldn't you give Frank Nazar, the one that drew the penalty, alongside Mora off the hook? Why wouldn't you give him the penalty shot? He's been one of the most active and noticeable forwards. I bet he was disappointed not having it. You have to imagine, as a competitor as he is, to give it to Connor Garland. He's got a lot of points himself, but I think he's got the better set of hands. There's a lot of options here for you, the U.S. Moser with a shot. This one's canceled off by Swayman. In the United States, try to get it out of their own end. They'll do so. Tage Thompson, he gets bumped off the puck a couple times. It took Moser 3 times to hit Thompson before he lost it. Centering feed goes right out in front of the net. And the Swiss get an opportunity with Sven Andrighetto. Wide open near the right side pass. Moser still on his pinch. He gets dispossessed with the puck. Back in behind the net now. Here's an opportunity. Denis Malgin trying to make life difficult. He'll do so. Nazar has got it in his hands. He's been so good in this game. As we're still waiting for the opener. We're almost halfway now through the third. 10:55 left officially. They're in Gothenburg, Sweden. Double IIHF hockey, gold medal game. Swiss had the silver last year. They want more for Patrick Smith's squad. Again, it was 0-0 for them before Czechia scored 2 last year. Here's a chance now for Schmid right at the net. He brushes Swayman. That might draw a little bit of a crowd, but not too much, as the refs will break it up. As I said, in between the Worlds now, I've covered a lot of World Juniors over the last few years doing this. But with the Worlds, all these guys being adults, NHL and everything else, cross world players like that, as you mentioned, hence the name, I think they're going to be pretty smart about not drawing too much extracurriculars. In the World Juniors, there's going to be a lot of those penalties, and the tensions overboil. In this, I think you got to be level-headed and still kind of ride that line. And that's what you'll get when you get a lot of seasoning. That's what we'll see. So Matty Beniers, this is a key D-zone draw. Man, I'd fall out of my seat if Matty Beniers scored because they got the jersey. It's picked up now alongside the inboards. Again, I was with Cooper Hopkins. I did watch Frank Nazar and Matty Beniers and some of those other guys when the Seattle Kraken got the win. Joey DeCord, who's the backup here for Swayman. He is dressed, and he's also part of the Kraken alongside with Matty. This will be sent back off to the left side. One of the few mistakes the United States made, but off the third effort, able to brush this one across the glass. Take this one D to D as they switch sides on the ice to the Swiss. And the United States, Jackson Lacombe now with Zach Wierenski. His outstretched feed as this will roll left side corner. This almost feels like Carolina and Florida from a couple of years ago at the Matthew Tkachuk heroics. Again, that was 5-on-5. This will be 3-on-3. The way that is. Remember the 4 OT, the double OT, and the single OT off elimination when they won 4 straight? Now it's been nothing like that for Carolina. Those games have not been close. They've given up 5 goals. There's a 5-0, a 5-2, and a 6-3 in the mix of it. So nothing ever really been close. Right now they're showing Edmonton off the scoreboard alongside Financial Network. Still has a 2-0 lead on the Stars. They're trying to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals as well. We could see a rematch between the Cats and Oil. I'll jump back into that series a little bit later this week. See what we can do on the draw here. And alongside for Connor Garland. He can't win it. 9:35 left to go in the third. And the Stars and Stripes have iced it. Scoring up, Zabir, how you doing? D-zone draw. Let's see who gets to take this one here. As Umbel can't win. Another D-zone win for the Americans. They've been good on that spot. Alex Vlasic's pass for the left side red line. They get another icing. And this should be another opportunity on the offensive zone draw, but not before we take a TVTO. 9:24 left in the third. Come right back. We're still scoreless.
I hate these things. That's one of the great things about Consumer Cellular. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service is also 100% human. You don't have to.
For those 50 and up, get two unlimited lines for $30 each with Consumer Cellular.
Did you know taking Zyzol at night reduces allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. Get 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. You wise all, take Zyzol at night.
The all-new Infiniti QX80, a 450 horsepower twin-turbo beast of luxury. Invest in Infiniti during the once-in-a-springtime event. We won't raise the MSRP on the vehicle before June 2nd.
The playoffs are a time to get your game face on. This is an awesome moment for the NHL now. Playoff coverage weekdays 5 Eastern on NHL Network.
Nobody covers the game like us. This is NHL Network.
24 remaining here in the third period. Who's going to try this thing open?
Come back from the break. 9:24 left to go in the third. We are still scoreless. A draw at center ice can't be won by Michael McCarron. And that will give Switzerland puck possession. This one sent in the U.S. centers, a rattle around off the slap shot. Trying to see who makes the first mistake. That's what I wrote in my notes as this puck goes up into the players' bench. But this has been a second period and now in the third where there's just been no space. The offensive defensemen for Michael Kesselring and Zach Orensky, who I've noticed and called a lot, have tried to drive the offense. You had some slap shots there for Shea and Andrew Peak. Forwards haven't had much to do. The Swiss defense has shut down the United States now for 5 periods in this tournament. Again, they're coming off of a 3-0 win in the preliminaries. That's the U.S.'s only loss. Again, Austria and Denmark, it's 3 straight shutouts alongside 2 for the playoffs. Shots on goal are 34-23. Genoni stopped them all. Swayman stopped them all on the other end for the Stars and Stripes. Former Boston Bruins man. He hadn't had a good regular season, but he's had a good World Championships. Brady Shea. It's picked up now amongst the end boards. United States activate toward the right side, red line, and cough it up. 3-on-2. Timo Meier gets a chance to lead this one. This is sent back wide. And amongst the end boards, Denis Malgin will take the pin as it's flipped back around. 8:25 left to go in this scoreless game. Gold medals on the line. Silver's guaranteed. Switzerland had it last year. United States wants more. This has been one of their best runs all time. Could they do it? Expected goals for the United States now has bumped up to 2.5. I told you how good Genoni has been, just 1.59 for the Swiss. Both these goaltenders have been in lockdown mode, as this will be an ozone draw off the icing against the United States. Swiss have a lot of reason to be loud. Again, guaranteed a silver medal for both. I think they would take it. But in a game like this that's been so tight, you're going to have to get a game breaker type play. Maybe you get a screen and a deflection if you can obscure the eyes. But I think it's going to take something special. Frank Nazar almost had one. He didn't get the penalty shot. Nazar now on his backhand, try to stuff the short side. And this was Tage Thompson also as well. But Frank Nazar has been the player of the game for me as far as the United States. His speed, his explosiveness, that's been known as he got right around Andrea Glosser, the captaincy, and Giannis Moser. And then Tage Thompson tried to follow him to the left side post. But his speed and everything else has been so noticeable. Genoni might have got hit in the mask toward the right side of his eye. I don't think that's going to bother him. He's been knocked over once per period and off of some screens. Ozone draw. Tage Thompson will get set to take it alongside Matty Beniers. Look at the Matty now. He'll win this one back. Orensky with a wrister. This one misses everything. Jackson Lacombe will activate. Frank Nazar now shoots a slap shot. As this will be knocked away. Jackson Lacombe still off the pin. Matty gets some inside out positioning. Throws it back to the point. I thought he did so too quickly, and this shot gets knocked away. Here's an outstretched pass, and the United States pick it off. Matty, now near the right side. He's got positioning. He will work on a backhand. He'll spin and turn. Leave it right back at the point. This is just kept in by the United States. Send it back around. And now Niederreiter will leave it. Toward the left side red line, coughs it up. Opportunity for Clayton Keller. He tries to throw a wrister out of the air. It's loose out in front of the net. And he can't find it. It was a good save for Genoni toward the right side of the post. But he knocked away with the right pad. 2-on-2. Again, the flip in. As Andrew Peak will look the other way. This will be sent back around the U.S. defense. And they'll get a chance to slow it down just for a moment. And alongside Alex Vlasic. Picked off near the left side red line. Switzerland gain it in. They got time as Jeremy Swayman will chip it off the glass and away from the forecheck. United States got to get it out of their own end, though. They do so with Cutter Gauthier off a flipping puck. 6:35 now left to go in this third. Tensions continuing to raise the stakes and raise altogether. 6:30 left to go in the third as we're scoreless in this gold medal game. Here's Berchi off a 1-on-4. He's buying time. That's sometimes dangerous there. This is Shane Pinto, Ottawa Senators man. We'll get this one down deep. And a high stick might be called against Switzerland. And yes, it will be, as they took out Will Smith. Patrick Smith, can't believe it, the coach. As this is a high stick. Hit Will Smith, the San Jose Sharks man, right in the face. Giannis Moser, Tampa Bay Lightning man, goes to the box, and the United States gets their third power play. That was as clean as day, and this one bounces up into the air off the previous replay, as trying to work his way to the net was the captaincy and Clayton Keller. He ran himself into a wall. 3 Swiss players at the doorstep. He's just doing whatever he can to try to stay on his feet. And an ozone drop. Will Smith gets clipped in the face. It's a 2-minute minor against J.J. Moser. This will be won by the United States. Zach Werenski, top line, can activate. He passes it from the bumper. Clayton Keller working behind the net from Tage. Clayton, Utah Mammoth. Send this one in front of the goal mouth as this gets knocked away. Jonas Siegenthaler gets a piece. He's one of the very best defensive defensemen we have in the league. I know New Jersey hadn't had the season they wanted with all the injuries, but he's still very, very good on that end. This will be sent back around for Connor Garland. Try to get in off the glass. Schmid will get it out. 5:40 left to go in a scoreless game. United States got their third power play. This is essentially a must score here if you want to avoid OT. Picked up now for Zach Werenski. This will be a slow drop. Captaincy and Clayton Keller. Touch pass from 50. Find the entry. Werenski can walk right in. He elects to pass Logan Cooley. Gets his shot blocked. Zach Werenski try to leave it back to Logan. Logan now, number 92. The lefty spins. Works his way on his backhand. This pass is not a good one. And that will allow Switzerland to flip it down the ice. 5 minutes exactly left to go. John Underwood on the call from Gothenburg, Sweden. Almost displayed there for Zach Werenski. That was excellent work there from the forecheck. Berchi forces a cough up. This is a short-handed chance, as this will be flipping around the inboards. Start this one again as Matty. Second line power play time. He gets hit pretty hard near the right side boards. Pops back up to his feet. Matty now. Stick handle. The cutter toward the right side. Here's a wrister. Save for Genioni. He'll fall on it. That was at the right side point. 4:33. Matty Beniers trying to get a stick on it as well, as he's having some conversing act alongside the Swiss. Here's a chance. Matty Beniers looking for the tip alongside Giannoni, and he will hold it with the right side blocker. Man, oh man, you could cut the tension with a knife. United States had their third power play as Will Smith got clipped in the face. Still waiting for the game's first goal. Another ozone draw. This is where the United States have excelled. In the circle, they win it again. Here's a one-timer. This one blown wide of the left post. Settle back down now, and again, that was a howitzer picked up now for Zach Werenski and looks to the corner. That was Kesselring. Flip back down across the red line. Power play expires. United States 0 for 3. Swiss almost 6 periods, keeping the United States scoreless. As we might get an icing here. And I know the United States can't believe it, but that is, I think, what they're going to get. Matty Beniers now having some words with the referee. Still in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 2-0 lead for Edmonton at Rogers. Goals 36 seconds apart from Bouchard and McDavid. They're 6th and 4th, respectively. So that should not have been an icing, as that was touched with the stick of Beniers, but the Swiss will take it. Now it's up to them to win this draw. Off the tie-up, they'll do just that. Here's the ripper from the point. Swayman able to stick it away. I didn't want to inadvertently call a goal, as I thought it could have been. We'll take a break. Kevin Fiala. No score. 4:06 left. Holy cow, guys. I'm starting to get some heartbeats, and that's not just because from the caffeine that I've needed from getting up early. It's been a rough morning as far as some of the stuff and the stomach troubles, but now it's kind of squared away, at least trying to lock into this game. And I'm sure all of you guys are too. I don't think we're going to see a goal in this third period. It's going to take 3-on-3. Now, who does the 3-on-3 have the advantage for? That's the million-dollar question. You do have Timo Meier, Denis Malgin, Nito Niederreiter, Kevin Fiala. Those are the big names for the Swiss. But Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, Tage Thompson, Frank Nazer, Will Smith, Zach Werenski, Jackson Lacombe, maybe even Brady Shea or Kesselring, that's got to favor the U.S. if it goes 3-on-3. But if you make a mistake and you get caught sleeping, get caught napping on a break, that could change things either way. Michael McCarron needs to win a D-zone draw. United States, and off the tie-up, this is at the net, just wide of Jeremy Swinman near the right post. Flip back down and across the red line. United States played with a high stick. That'll go to play dead regardless. 3:55 as Kevin Fiala takes a half bump from Drew O'Connor. This game's been a lot of fun. I didn't really expect a 0-0. Again, it was coming off of a 3-0 shit on the prelims. That was the United States' only loss at the hands of Switzerland, where they're playing in the gold medal right now at 3:55 left in the third. I thought it might be at least 2-1 at this point, but it's 0-0. Settle back down for Shea. Gain the red line successfully off the neutral zone draw. United States have done a good job in the circles. This will be flipped back in amongst the inboards. He's stopped now for Dean Kukin. Long outstretch pass. Icing gets waved off. Abdul gets there first. He's sent back in behind for Nito Niederreiter. Working alongside for Kevin Fiala. Nino throws it back into the point, and a pinch is not held for Andre Glosser. Sent back around for Giannone. 3:15 left to go in the third. The first goal of the game is probably winning at this point, and the gold medal's on the line. Sweden's got their silver. They get that win over Denmark. They crushed them 6-0. Again, it was a 6-2 victory for the United States over Sweden that got them to this game. But they are getting their hands full with Switzerland, just as they've done to the prelims. Toward the right side red line. Spin and turn, working in behind the net, cancels off any wraparound attempt. Kept on the outside, and Gloucester got to pick this one up to captaincy for the Swiss. 2:45 left to go in this scoreless third. Berchi gains the left side red line. He's content to just dump it in. Zach Werenski, U of M man, Columbus Blue Jacket. They just narrowly missed the playoffs alongside Dean Evison's squad. Connor Garland. Now Will Smith tried to throw it in the corner. This will roll all the way back. And Ryan Rosofsky's squad in the middle of a change. As the D-line will pick it up now off the chance from Smith. This goes up on the players' bench. We'll get an abbreviation. 2:18 left to go in the third. Rudy Cisneros via his YouTube comment says, "Come on, USA." I don't blame you. I'm just thinking about who's going to score this first goal, and I'm starting to feel a little tightness in the chest in between these two. It's been an excellent defensive game. I don't think it can be heartbroken either way. Again, Patrick Smith had talked about it, the head coach for Swiss, had said we came so close last year and got USA at plus 600 2 months ago. It says, yeah, you know what? You might be the right call. We'll see what can happen at the point. Here's a screen through the traffic that goes high. Shea now tries to find it off the left side of red line. Here's a rolling puck. U.S. will activate. Kesselring. The shot gets blocked. Swiss have numbers. And on the backscape, Brady Shea is there. We'll play this in his own end. This pass bounces off the end glass. And this will allow Nito Niederreiter. Winnipeg Jets. Flip this one back and across the defense. And a long sign for Dean Kukin. Top line sign for Patrick Smith is out there on the back end at least. 2-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Edmonton's got that lead. No penalty called the other way as we press in and behind the U.S. defense. 90 seconds left to go. First goal is going to win it here. Jeremy Swayman absolutely destroyed near the left side of the crease, but the rebound goes all the way back in the U.S. offensive end. My goodness. This is squared away. Moser will get this one out in front of the U.S. forecheck. Pick it up down across the red line. Flip ice, running across center. Giannis will get it back. We'll send this one in around the inboards, J.J. Moser, as this will be stopped by Jeremy Swayman. Boston Bruins man. 55 seconds left to go in the third. As this is sent the other way. Beniers set up for a 1T. It's loose and behind the net. The United States can't find it. As it goes left side red line, stolen by Clayton Keller for a moment. But the Swiss able to chip this one off the glass. Rolling puck the other way. We're 35 seconds away from 3-on-3 OT continuous. Left side red line now. U.S. find the entry. Long wrister. This one goes up in the netting. 29 seconds left to go in this third period. It's been excellent defense between both squads to keep them out in front. Big hit out in front. Took Jeremy Swayman off the puck. Timo Meier providing the screen from a Giannis Moser slapper. That hit the back skate of Brady Shea, who was just trying to clear space for Jeremy Swayman. And then Swayman gives Meier a blocker punch, a little Billy Smith the other way. As we get some camera shots of Timo. Ozone draw would be an excellent time for a win. We will do this draw again. 9:24 left to go in the Stanley Cup playoffs second period. Edmonton still holding on a 2-0 lead, trying to take a 2-1 series advantage. We're covering this gold medal game, the IIHF Worlds. 25 seconds. U.S. have it in their own end. Here's a spin and turn. And this will be sent back in deep. 90 Beniers, Tage Thompson. You don't want to leave too many on the forecheck here just in case the Swiss get a long breakout. This goes down to 10 seconds. They were looking for one from 150 feet. This will get knocked away. Tage Thompson tried to glove it down. This will be slap shotted from 150. They're going to run out of time. We're going to go to overtime. We're scoreless. Still waiting for the game's first goal. It's going to be 3-on-3 continuous. Regulation was not enough. And we'll call more when we come back. Holy cow, what a game this has been. I can't believe it. We're going scoreless, but that is where we are. We'll see how many we need, but it's going to at least be one.
That's one of the great things about Consumer Cellular. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service is also 100% human. You don't have to, oh!
For those 50 and up, get some unlimited lines for $30 each. Consumer Cellular.
Did you know taking Zyzol at night relieves allergies while you sleep? So you wake refreshed for a more productive day. A 24-hour continuous relief that does not fade. You might as well take Zyzol at night.
The Infinity QX60. Comfort redefined. Luxury feels better. Invest in an Infinity during the once-in-a-springtime event. We won't raise the MSRP on any vehicle before June 2nd. There's an easier way. From little fixes to big projects, taking care of your home is easy.
Let's see if I can get the shots per period in the third. It was 11-4 USA. So USA 0 for 3 on the power play. Swiss 0 for 2. USA now 6 scoreless periods. Against the Swiss, Genoni has been outstanding. Shot board. $39-24. He's living up to the billing of the 099 goals against Genoni. Godlike. This game has been outstanding, honestly, as far as defense. Again, Genoni, I mean, you could say 39 out of 39 is a brick wall, and I can't disagree with you there, but it's been good defense at the point of to keep a lot of the shots outside, other than the first period toward the end of it, about 2:30 left, when Tage Thompson and Clayton Keller got some slot shots. Not that Genoni hasn't been good. I'm not trying to be disrespectful there. But I think a lot of these shots have kept maybe some partial points, a lot of chances from deep. Swayman, 24 of 24. Genoni, 39 of 39. And that's really what we have. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Rudy says, need USA all or nothing. They've had a lot of chances. And your hedge bet doesn't cover OT. Oh, boy.
He's reading the play really well here in the power shot. Like, that's probably the biggest one of the game. But yeah, again.
Let me grab my charger really quick, and then we'll give you an Edmonton reset.
You can see that confidence. It's hard to beat him without a screen, a tip, something like that. It's going to take something where it's a broken play or a tip in or off the face-off, because both goaltenders have looked great. And here's Genoni, 241 minutes and 25 seconds. It's unbelievable. It's a modern day record. And we were saying before the game, I would say actually, maybe it's because of the competition and it hasn't been that great. Well, it's not. The US have put up 40 shots tonight.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable numbers where you have to think if the Swiss win today's game, he's going to be the tournament MVP. On the other side, Swayman's numbers aren't quite that good, but he also hasn't lost a game so far in the tournament, and he's really kept the Americans in this game at times.
He's making the stops when he needs to make them, and sometimes that's more important than making the fancy stops. He's allowing his team the opportunity to win.
So let me do this. TSN out their coverage, 241.35, 241 minutes and 35 seconds for Genoni shutout watch time. That's tournament level MVP. If he wins this game, he's getting tournament level MVP. They'll be buying him steaks, watches, cards, everything else. 241.35 is, I believe, another 35 minutes away from a world's record. That's how good he's been. And I mentioned this from the very beginning. His record 29-17-1 at Worlds all told. And so far, 5-1, 099, 946. I think even if he gives up a goal at this point, his numbers won't even go down. That's how good he's been. That's beyond video game-like numbers. So let me give you the NHL reset. The Stars have scored. I'm going to pull that game up real quick. I'm not going to obviously miss the overtime. We're going to cover this until it's all done. It's going to be 3-on-3 now, not 5-on-5. So I think this is on the ABC Sportsnet. I know we'll definitely carry this, but I want to make sure we don't miss our game. There's no way I'm missing that. So 26-15 on the shot board. Dallas leads there, but they're down 2-1. They did score the only goal of the second. It answers Bouchard and McDavid. We'll see who got it. It's Liam Bischel with his first. This one just goes 5-hole into the screen. Mikko Rantanen and Matt Duchene end up getting the assist, but Stuart Skinner with a rare goal against him. So the shutout bid, he was going to have what? I think 4 straight for Stuart Skinner, or at least 3 of the last 4 games, because he had 3 in the regular season. He's got 3 in the playoffs already. 25 of 26. Jake Ottinger 13 of 15. We said it last year when Jake Ottinger was 2-4, 4-2 for Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner outplayed Jake Ottinger last year. If he can do so again, I know there's probably Oilers fans in here as well. When you think about it, I said the best thing I could say about Stuart Skinner, we know that he's hot and cold and this and that, but I do think he is the best goaltender in the NHL at not letting anything bother him. He's also very critical about his assessments, but he's also very honest, forthright, and open, and great for a quote. He can brush anything off with the best of them. Honestly, I made the assessment too, and alongside, not at the time, but I'll do it now. If the Winnipeg Jets had a 2 netminder tandem of Connor Hellebuck in the regular season, Connor Hellebuck in the playoffs at home, and Stuart Skinner on the road, they'd probably win a Stanley Cup. If I'm the Winnipeg Jets, I'm going to try to trade for Stu, and I'm not even kidding. I'm honestly not even kidding. Playoff performer. Mariners and Astros now tied at 3-3. The hits almost dead even at 10 and 11. Rain delay between the Yankees and Rockies. It's raining in Coors. It's 4-2 Yanks. The Phillies have the best record in baseball because the Tigers have lost 3 or 4 to the Guardians. Tarek Skubal was ridiculous today. 3-2 is the Athletics, so they need some wins. What was it? Maybe like a month ago, the Athletics were second in the AL West. They'd fallen to last. Marlins and Angels. 1-0 Marlins. It's on the road. The Padres and Braves, that's 1-1. Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. He's been hot of late. ESPN game is pretty good. That at 7 p.m. Sunday Night Baseball is Dodgers Mets. I'll be watching that too. Maybe I'll be watching. I can't even watch Edmonton and Dallas if that one continues OT from what we're covering. 5-1 O's over the Red Sox. Reds O's improved to 18 of 34. Red Sox fall a game below 500, 27-28. Brewers pull up the Pirates 6-5. Giants win 3-2 over the Nats. That's who the Tigers play next. They're 31 and 22. Cubs outlast the Reds 11-8. Rays kill the Blue Jays 13-0. Royals hold off the Twins 2-1. That helps the Tigers. As far as me, it is a 4-game lead in the AL Central now for the Tigers. So thank you to the Royals for that because the Twins have been red hot of late. 29 and 23 are both the Twins and Guardians. 4-game lead, 5-game lead over the Royals, who's 29 and 25. That was a big hit for Petrovic. He smoked Connor Brown. And one more score for you. Rangers hold off the White Sox 5-4. Cardinals do the same to the Diamondbacks. At Busch, they win 4-3. I'm going to flip back to our game. Want to make sure that I don't miss that. Can't miss that. Would be a crime. For anyone else that's listening to me, I appreciate it. If you can find a way to stream IIHF, either YouTube if they're doing it, or NHL Network in the States, make sure that you do that, or TSN in Canada, anywhere across the board. This one is scoreless, heading to OT. Gold medals on the line. Sweden gets the gold medal as they smoke Denmark.
The Jets fires it by Denmark, looking for their first ever medal at the World Championship. They're that close to taking the lead.
Then 2 minutes later, off the draw, Adam Larsson walks in by Michael Backlund to the tap in Sweden, going for a fifth straight win in the bronze medal game at the men's world. That goal put them up 1-0, and later on, it's more from Backlund. This time he fires one from a sharp angle. This one just squeaks through Frederick Decal. Backlund came in with 1 goal in the tournament. He scores 2 in the second period. Then in the third, it's now a 3-0 lead for Sweden. Denmark on the power play. Ehlers stands on the shot. Lucas Raymond with a short-handed breakaway. And Raymond makes no mistake. His 5th goal in the tournament seals it. Sweden wins bronze for the 2nd straight year due to a home ice 16-5.
It's also Friday play with the Swedish national team jersey 3 crowns. It's always special, and it's a proud moment to put it on every time. Just top that side gold medal, you know. It's looking back in a few years, I'm sure it'll feel a lot better than it is today. It's really tough today, though, to not be playing today.
I'm proud of these guys. You know, nobody expected little Denmark to be in the semifinals. So even being here is a proud moment for Hockey Denmark, for us, for all the kids back home. It's hard to be disappointed. We're in 4th place at the World Championship, but I'm extremely proud of the guys.
As they should be, and Denmark won medal with that one being around their neck. And the big question, Dave, for Sweden was how quickly could they bounce back following that really bitter loss to the Americans. It took them a period, but they found their game in that second.
It did take them a period, but even before the game, the head coach was talking about how disappointed they were, but they mentally got 2.5 hours before the game to get themselves ready to go. And it took them till the 2nd period. Michael Backlund with this lovely pass from Adam Larsson off the face-off win, taps this one in, makes it look pretty easy. And this one, Michael Backlund will take these all day. When you're told, hey, let's put pucks to the net, which they didn't do in the first period, where Sweden only had 6 shots at 8.
Just making sure I throw this.
And Backlund ends up getting 2. And he would have had the hat trick if it wasn't for Jensen's big foot to keep that, then allow that to stay out of the net. Backlund in 2018, when he won the gold medal, had 9 points in that tournament. He played his 52nd World Championship game, and he had 2 goals, gave him 9 points. So same total as he had when he got gold, but a great game either way by Sweden and a great tournament.
19th overall bronze medal for the Swedes. As for our gold medal game, still looking for our first goal, and the next one is a big one. Can anyone solve that guy? Or at least the jersey that guy's wearing? U.S. Switzerland, overtime next.
Tonight, the Memorial Cup is on NHL Network.
Don't buy Viagra or Cialis anywhere before trying this trick. It's called Friday Plans, and it's the only way to get 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra or 20 milligram generic Cialis delivered for just $7. Let me show you. First, scan the QR code and go to buyfridayplans.com. Then, you select if you need generic Viagra or Cialis. The quantity you need, I'll pick 9, and the dosage. I'll pick 100 milligrams, thank you very much. And then their system will see if you qualify. Give it a second to find the best deals, and boom. Look at that. 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7. 9 tablets of 20 milligram Cialis are the same price. The prescription and shipping are free.
We are in the middle of the 3rd intermission. We're going to begin OT.
Before you buy generic Viagra, see how
I'm just throwing this across the inboard, across Facebook, Twitter, making sure you guys can be locked in. NHL Network, TSN in Canada. We'll see who gets this one in overtime. Again, I kind of set everything up.
the prescription and shipping are free. You heard it right. 9 tablets for
Once we look into our notes again, Genoni has 241 minutes and 35 seconds of shutout time. And he is going to set the modern-day record. Jeremy Swayman has not been scored on either. It's 3-on-3 continuous until we get a goal. All right, everybody. I'm going to begin another play-by-play. So join in, buckle up. I appreciate all of you. Let's have some fun. We'll see how far this goes. 3-on-3 continuous overtime. Did the U.S. finally have advantage there? Can they solve Genoni? That is the question right now. Shane Pinto against Jaeger. Again, this is continuous until somebody scores. Silver medals guaranteed. Both teams want the gold. Switzerland was here last year. They lost 2-0 in the third period. Trying to see what they can do now. Pinto now off the tie-up. And this will belong with the Swiss. Again, they are in Gothenburg, Sweden. That's where we are right now, watching this on NHL Network. Double IIHF hockey, gold medal on the line. Championship game. This is sent all the way down the ice. It was a 170-foot pass that went all the way down. And for whatever reason, this will be iced alongside the captaincy for the Swiss, and you will absolutely take that for the United States. Andre Glosser will be guilty of it. I'm not sure what he was looking for because it looked like all the forwards, I know there's only 2 other ones there, we're just going back to try to set out a slow breakout and get things going. And the United States now should get an offensive zone draw. And they're going to say no. It looks like it should have been. Kevin Fiala now getting set up the other way. Okay. So Kevin Fiala the other way, they got their line set up. The United States will get an O-zone draw. So I got that initially. I don't want to jump all over myself. Zach Werenski now, former Columbus Blue Jacket, as this goes across the right side red line. He activates. Here's a pass for Pinto. Pinto's going to go all the way back. Now, Fiala lost his twig. He's going to have to go to the bench. Here's Werenski. He tries to shoot a wrister into the screen. And you got to look out here. Opportunity for Swiss, but they'll pull back. Glosser, who iced the puck, is going to get an opportunity now to start again. Here's a chance at the blue line. This will be recollected now for the Swiss. Try to wrap around and behind that turnaround chance. This will go wide of Swayman and go up and out of play. So I'm glad I put that initial tweet there alongside X because now I see a lot of you guys listening in, and I appreciate that. The YouTube side, not a lot of comments. I appreciate you already there, but there's been a lot of you guys following along. You know what's at stake here? It's the gold medal game. It's my first time jumping into the Worlds. I've covered World Juniors, but with the Worlds going on with the Stanley Cup playoffs, always kind of hard to do that during the time. But U.S. has a chance for gold, so have some fun with it. Shane Pinto going to try to take another D-zone draw. Ryan Rosowski has kept the same center out there right now, the U.S. headman. They flip the other way now for Brady Shea. Boston Bruin will work this one on his backhand. Now Alex Vlasic, and offsides is the U.S. Don't want to see that there, but that's what they did. We'll get a neutral zone draw. So 3-1 is the NHL Stanley Cup playoff score between Edmonton and Dallas. They score a late one due to the Oilers after it was just scored by Liam Bichsel. Connor McDavid with 19 seconds left of the second at 1941. Once we get another stoppage, I'll plug in my phone to make sure that does not die. Matty Beniers, the Seattle Kraken man. Yes, I got the jersey as this goes back in behind the inboards. Jackson Lacombe, the Ducks here for the United States. For Czechia, 2. And again, there's only 3 on the ice. This should allow a breakout here. Matty Beniers on the opposite side of the wing. Clayton Keller, he gets kept out wide. Excellent work there for the Swiss defense. Again, United States lost 3-0 in the preliminaries to Switzerland. That was their only loss of the tournament. Both teams 8-1. Here's a 2-on-2. Kevin Fiala off the drop. A centering shot goes wide toward the right side of the glass. And the Swiss will back it out. Opportunity now to send this around the inboards and start again. Again, they're going to be going left to right, continuous 3-on-3 until we get a goal. 2 minutes almost expired at the OT. Should we need it all? Opportunity for Andrighetto. Sven Andrighetto turns it over for Switzerland. And now the United States. Logan Coley, Tage Thompson, Rooster, he scores! Tage Thompson! And the United States win gold! The Buffalo Sabres, man, with a goal to go. And the United States Stars and Stripes win gold at the Worlds for the first time since 1933. Again, the Olympics in 1960 with the miracle on ice. That does not count technically for the Worlds. And the Stars and Stripes take gold. Thank you, Tage Thompson. Yes, sir. Beats Leonardo Genoni. And the U.S., remember, the World Juniors got gold. And now the United States men do too. What a run! Switzerland has to settle for silver again. You know they want gold, but what a hell of a job for Patrick Smith and his team just to get to that point again. Tage Thompson is the hero, and the United States score the only goal of this game. They win in OT. Some Swiss fans starting to cry, and I imagine that's how I would have felt on the other end, having to call that on the other side as Patrick Smith and them look on. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. Stars and Stripes win it all. Tage Thompson. Let's go, boys, says Rudy. I agree with you. Holy cow. This was one of the coolest games I think I've ever watched. I want to say it the right way. Again, obviously, I'm happy the United States won, being a Michigan man and all of that. But to see the defensive battle, to see Genoni set a modern-day shutout record, he was past Pecorine. We know all that went for him. Now Cisneros says plus 800. Pecorine was, I think, 235 minutes. Giannoni was well over 241. And the one that was enough, Tage Thompson plays hero. I'm going to stick here with you until they get to the anthems and the medal ceremony. And that is where we'll be. What a sight in Gothenburg, Sweden. I know it wasn't very fun for Henrik Lundqvist a couple days ago when he got inducted to the IIHF Hall of Fame. Again, you take that, but he watched United States dispatch Sweden 6-2. That's what they needed to get to this gold medal game. They play the Swiss. This time the United States get their revenge. So I'm going to pause on the recorder side. I'm going to stick right here. I'll be right back on the recorder side once we get to the medal ceremony. So don't go anywhere. I'll give you some of the sights and sounds for that. I'll turn the TV up a little bit. Rudy says, I was down 1K this month. I needed this so bad. Well, Rudy, it's also nice to get some extra money and a U.S. win. That does have to be perfect, as you said. Rudy says, NBA pick tonight, Knicks or Pacers. Now, don't gamble heavy. What do you have as far as everything else? I have the Pacers winning the series. I like them. They already got 2 wins. If the Knicks are going to win, they're going to win tonight. That would be the only thing I would say. Because I don't think they win Game 4 if they go down 3-0. They're going to put it all on the line. I say the Knicks win 1 game. They'll win tonight. It's going to be a high-scoring game, maybe somewhere like 115, 110. But do it soft for the Knicks. And if the Pacers win, please don't knock down my door. Because they have to have this game. You would think they get 1. Unbelievable, Tage Thompson. Glad I got a decent goal call, I feel like, at least. 40 shots on goal, and that's what it took to beat Giannoni. So in the overtime, I'm going to try to get this across the board. I just want to see what the assist will be. You know, Tage Thompson's got the goal. So they're going to give it to Logan Cooley and Brady Shea. So here's my ultimate question as we're going through the players of the game. Again, Giannoni is going to get player of the game for the Swiss, and even the United States. Class or not, they're giving a huge round of applause alongside for Giannoni. I think you have to when he stopped 39 of 40. that shutout streak was finally broken of 241 minutes and 35 seconds. It extended about 244 of things in real time. That's modern day historical record, essentially. He was only 2 goaltenders behind. If it would have went to another overtime, he would have been number 1. That's how good he was. So my golden question for you is United States swimmer Tage Thompson. Was Genoni going to win MVP of the tournament being on the losing side? We saw that last year with Connor McDavid against the Cats. And honestly, I had that thought process because he's been that good. And I think that that's something that you have to talk about. So we are going to get the Switzerland national anthem, and then we will play the Star Spangled Banner the other way. I'm looking at some of the eyes that we see from the IIHF feed on the network, and thankfully NHL Network's holding in alongside TSN. Again, the other game on Sportsnet and ABC is the Stanley Cup playoffs, so they're bringing that into the third once they write this one up. That's still a 3-1 lead as they're at the end of the second intermission. I'm glad I mentioned this across the X space and Twitter. Thank you guys for jumping in when I mentioned get to a TV because it absolutely blew up at that point. I want to get to your comments. Jay says, yes, sir. James on Cobble 3, I appreciate your comment. Lots of fun in this one. I know it's more fun when the home team wins and you feel pretty good about that. But for the United States to do this in the Worlds, again, let me just be honest with you. IIHF World Juniors is different because you're bringing in alongside John Van Beesbrook, if you remember the goaltender that was able to stand on his head. Yes, he lost in 96 when the Avalanche won their first cup of the move from the Nordiques. But this is voluntary. A lot of these guys playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, player of the game is Leonardo Genoni for Swiss, as well it should be. But this is voluntary. You have the Stanley Cup playoffs going on. I love the fact that they mixed in guys like Zeke William, Logan Cooley. You had Ryan Leonard. You had Cutter Gauthier still playing alongside with the Ducks as well. A lot of those guys that played in the World Juniors. Tage Thompson with the golden goals, going to get player of the game for the Stars and Stripes. He was a little frustrated with himself in that second period when he airmailed a couple shots. But when you get the game-winning goal to deny a shutout streak as it's been so much for Genoni, I think you take that. But this has been a good build for the United States in the hockey program, USA Hockey and all of that. I know that goes without saying, but I also want to send it to you like this. Whether it's the United States teams across the board in hockey in South Florida has been quite good. Still a lot of Canadians, a lot of multicultural across all those teams. And I know there'll be a quick snapback from all of them regardless because there's a lot of Canadians on the team. I get it. But between what's happened in the World Juniors over a couple of years and now at the Worlds, this has got to make you feel pretty good. Not even just being a U.S. hockey fan, but knowing that they have their place and alongside hockey culture and the biggest standing. It's going to be big, and I know Alec Nava and I at Answer Alec will cover it again next year. And alongside the Olympics for the first time for both of us, which will be a lot of fun when that takes place in Italy. What type of teams are they going to bring here? Because let's look at it on the Canadian side. When they lost 2-1 to Denmark, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Marc-Andre Fleury, you had a couple other prime-time Canadian defense and alongside. Again, I don't have the whole roster in front of me, but Bo Horvat was also there as well. Some big-time names, and they were just not able to come through, but the United States did. In all honesty, Switzerland was the best in Group A. United States was the best in Group B. Again, coming into this tournament, Switzerland was 8-1. Their opening loss was to Czechia in overtime. The United States' only loss was a 3-0 to Swiss. Genoni also might be getting player of the tournament as he's getting we're not worthy chance. He's getting tournament MVP. So Leonardo Genoni, as he should, he was coming off of 3 straight shutouts. He gets player of the game, he gets the T-Cell Watcher and a tournament MVP trophy and a silver medal. I know he wants the gold, but hardware for the longtime veteran WJC mastermind in net. I know it's no consolation prize and he would trade it all in for a gold. But indeed, we saw that last year in the Stanley Cup Finals for Connor McDavid, a player in a losing team, it's tournament MVP. It's not very often that that happens. Genoni deserves it. So the silver medals are going to get handled up first. We will stick around for the gold, and then I will bounce out and give you the story.
Next year, the hosts, Zurich and Kramer, in front of their delirious fans. Another crack at it. Lost equal Fischer early in the tournament. Their captain with injury. Overall, you don't see due to injury as well.
So coverage is going to fall. Obviously, I'm just getting the message out on social media. Let me get Ian in here. So Ian joins in. Ian, I'm going to be closing up here. I'm waiting for the medal ceremony for the United States. I'm sending the message out right now across to you. Tage Thompson plays the hero, and the United States win 1-0 in overtime. Golden goal. 3-on-3 is what it took. Tage Thompson gets the entry toward the right side as he crosses center ice, and he blisters one on net.
Celebration, the likes of which we haven't seen in a long, long time. Depends how you count it. The U.S. won the gold medal from 1960 1980 Olympics with no world championships that year. But as far as the official IIHF records are concerned, they are separate the Olympics World Championships. This is officially the second American World Championship.
Still going to hold on here for at least another 5 to 7 minutes, waiting to see ceremonies here on NHL Network side.
Two guys who set the tone for the U.S. are not here this year. They're playing a lot, encouraging other guys to come. Bill Guerin, the GM of the U.S. Olympic team, says it's important that more young American players come to the World Championship. And a lot of them answered the call this year. It's important for them to feel like it's something they want on their resume. And there's someone else who's not here in the United States that we talk about a lot. That's Doug Thompson. The jersey name dress here. His brother's names are on the back of it.
They're taking a little bit longer here than I would expect, again, for WJCs. They're going to take their sweet old time in the Worlds. Not too bad to do, though, because the other game's in second intermission between Edmonton and Dallas. I know you don't ever want to settle for a silver medal and be happy with that, but I can't imagine what Switzerland's feeling, because in back-to-back years, they've gotten to the final. They've been outscored 3-0 in those last two games. This one, 1-0 in an OT golden goal, 3-on-3 from Tage Thompson. So now I'm starting to see those gold chocolates on the plates. We're going to settle this up right now, and I'll get the recorder back. Plug in this phone. So one more note for the official recorder side as we step back in. Starting to see those gold chocolates on those silver plates. Logan Cooley able to get some of those medals, and alongside Josh Doan, remember Shane Doan's son was also part of this team. Didn't draw into the lineup today, with some good experience, and alongside for Cutter Gauthier, Logan Cooley, some other names, Isaac Howard. Did not draw into the lineup, the Michigan State man. He is technically product for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but from what I did hear is Jeremy Swayman gets the gold medal. Man, that's got to feel good for him. Joey DeCord going to do the same. But from what I hear alongside for Isaac Howard, he is not ready to join the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, if the Lightning move on from somebody like him, you would think he would want a first-round pick in return. And the reason why I mentioned they might need him, because it's also another player's rookie year that would be not against their salary cap, so they can afford more. Frank Nazar, Matty Beniers is also a gold medal man in the mix. And that's also pretty cool to be able to say. Big work for the boys, because they're able to get this job done. Ryan Worsowski is the head coach, man. John Van Beesbrook is the headliner as far as president of hockey operations. Connor Garland, now alongside the lines. For Clayton Keller, gold medal man. Utah Mammoth are going to have a lot of fun, I would imagine, next year. And luckily for them, again, to my dismay as far as the Red Wings fan, they're going to have, a top 4, top 5 pick, as they got to move way up. Michael Kesselring was really good in this game. He also gets a gold medal. In the mix of Kesselring, Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller, a lot of Utah players.
Basement full of gold medals, switch to the U.S. Deputy team, Coach Junior. The United States will go to the Olympics in Milan. High hopes there. They've not had a ton of success. The best on best person in the Olympics is the silver medal in 2010 in Vancouver. So many of the players of this generation haven't had many failures in the Olympics either. They just haven't played.
I didn't think that the ceremony would take as long as it has. As I believe now we're starting to see some of the Swiss players, again, they're cheered up a little bit, and alongside with it, again, the silver medals, they're going to take that. I'm just waiting for them to play national anthem for the Star Spangled Banner. Again, Hampton Zolkunski, another one of those guys that did play in the World Juniors. He's going to be a gold medalist as well. Mason Lohrei, another Boston Bruin, Michael McCarron, Drew O'Connor. As we get the Star Spangled Banner. Holy cow. And now we're going to go ahead and lift the flags of all the medalists as the United States will stand with the stars and stripes front and center. And alongside the Swiss and Sweden, that gold medal coming off of that 6-2 victory over Denmark. What a sight. It's been fun to be able to do this with all of you. I appreciate you all that have joined in on the YouTube side. They said, how do you know all this info? You guys and your good memories. My sportsbook bankroll will be higher with a higher IQ. So when we lost 3-2, did our first string start that game? Yeah, they did, Rudy. They just got shut down by the Swiss. And then again, the Swiss were 8-1 in this tournament. I had another hedge on Canada, but I'm glad they lost to Denmark. So weird. Upsets like this happen in the tournament quite a bit. Never think to that expect, because again, you got guys like Crosby and McKinnon as the United States now officially with the celebration of the gold medals and playing of the anthem. I'm going to sign off for today, but I will be back with you tomorrow. And between the Cats and the Canes, I don't think Alec Now is going to join for that one because I'm just going to hurt too close for him emotionally, because the Canes are on the precipice of losing 16 straight games in the Eastern Conference Finals. We're going to go ahead and look at the trophy at least. Luke Tardif, now the IIHF president, is going to go ahead and share some words. Edmonton now up 4-1. Let me give you that update before I close. Zach Hyman from R&H. R&H has 3 primary helpers. Stuart Skinner has been sensational in this game. 33 of 34. He is just closing the door on the Stars. Jake Ottinger, rough one, 15 of 19. And they were saying that Jake has got his number told against him against the Oilers. And if they lose again, I don't think the Stars need to make many changes alongside Jim Mill's squad, but it would be something to think about.
But we should not forget the 1,200 volunteers smiling and helping everybody all around this ice rink. On behalf of the International Ice Hockey Federation, I declare.
Just got one more last stand before the trophy gets delivered to the players. There again, they already got the gold medals. They played the anthems. I just want to put everything on a bow and then close it out. But this has been taking an extra 20 minutes. So the United States now will get a chance to get the trophy. Who's going to touch it first? Zach Werenski. Oh, what a beautiful tribute. They put Johnny Gaudreau's jersey in on the trophy for the United States. They've been able to carry that all alongside the World Juniors. Johnny Gaudreau's jersey right in front of the trophy with a team picture alongside the United States. If that doesn't symbolize class, I don't know what more that can tell you. That is beautiful stuff there for the United States. Excellent work there for the boys. As Clayton Keller now with the mix of the gold confetti. What a beautiful sight there for the United States. Johnny Gaudreau's trophy and his jersey in the mix front and center for their pose as they've lifted that up in the air. Rudy, I imagine if you go to TSN on YouTube or IIHF, if they don't show, but TSN Hockey is definitely going to show the highlights. And USA Hockey, make sure you look at that on X. They're going to have that picture front and center. Honestly, I want to steal it if it wasn't for copyright and all of that. That was fantastic. Excellent work there for the U.S. to do that for Johnny. That is beautiful stuff. Guys, I'm signing off now. We'll see you on Monday. You take care, everybody. United States win 1-0. Tage Thompson with the GWG and OT. Peace.
And now the drought is finally over.